Toka-kun! Wow! Hi! Hello, everyone! Hi! Wow! Welcome, welcome! It's Wednesday! You know what that means? That means we have 2 days left. 2 days until Serena Starstruck's Starry-Eyed Serenade! Hello everyone! I hope you've had a good Wednesday. I had a long Wednesday. It was very long. But we're here now. That's all that matters. Oh my god, do you want to see the weird face I learned how to make? I only can do this because I don't have the right mouth tracking on. Because I don't have my specific Vbridger file on. But I found out I can do this. Look at this. When I don't have my traditional like Vbridger file that I normally use, that Ransom made for my tracking specifically, like this is the default Vbridger. But I can make that face. Isn't that funny looking? I was oh shit, the pretty tokas, thank you, Haki. So smug, I know, right? That's crazy, isn't it? I like had never made that face before. I only figured out that I was making it because before stream, which I'll talk about why I was late in a second, because then you'll get to see something fun. I was on Canva looking for fonts, and it was stressing me out, so I made a face, and I saw what my reaction looked like in my part where I can view my face, and I was like, oh, that's a funny looking face. Why did I do that? How are you? I'm doing well. I'm really tired, but it's worth it. Oh my god, I have to wait. Let me put my normal face on, and then we can talk about what I did yesterday. And then we can talk about the other announcement that I have today. 1 second, though. There we go. I almost shook my headphones off doing that. And for what? It didn't even have the effect that I wanted, and I almost shook my headset off. So, yesterday, yeah, I had to shake my face back into place. I had to make sure it worked again. Yesterday, I did not stream, which I had planned to stream, but then when I got back, I, was so tired. I was like, I literally can't do that. But this is just for you guys, so I could like tease stuff for you. Yesterday, I reserved a studio space to practice some stuff for something that will happen next month. So I hope you guys are excited. I spent from like I spent from like 12 p.m. yesterday until like 5 o'clock yesterday, just like in a studio doing some stuff. So hopefully you guys will get to enjoy that next month, you know? So I hope you will get to enjoy the fruits of that labor and practice next month. I can't say exactly what it is, but I hope you'll like it. But I have another announcement of something that's coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna release this tomorrow! Oh my god, what's that? Toka, didn't that cover come out literally, what? 3 days ago? Didn't that song come out 3 days ago? Yeah, it did. And I recorded it and wrote English lyrics on the exact day it came out. So I drew the thumbnail and I drew the one art piece that this cover will have, but I have a cover of Prima Donna, English cover of Prima Donna coming out tomorrow! I was able to get it mixed really quickly, so I drew some art for it, and it'll be out tomorrow, and I will put up the waiting room at some point tonight, but just so you all know, there will be a cover of Prima Donna that will premiere before my stream tomorrow. So it'll probably end up being that like the cover will release at like maybe like 6:59 or something, or I'll just start my stream a little bit late because I always start my stream a little bit late anyway. But I hope like oh my god, Yui's judging my thumbnail. Yui, if you want to fix my thumbnail, you can fix it. This is just the color of the original thumbnail. This is what the logo color is in the actual one. I color picked it. Yui's so funny. You can just help me pick a different color that you like more. This is just the same color as the original. I haven't put up the waiting room yet. But everyone was fun to her. The pink is the default of the original logo. She's so funny. But I drew this art. It's not the best art I've ever done in my life, I'll be honest with you. But hey, you know, it doesn't have to be. There's another art in this cover, so it'll be fine. Told you to take it up with Sui, say if she has a problem. That is so funny. Look, this I don't really love this font that I picked either, but there's this thing called I only use Canva to make thumbnails. And there's only so many fonts on Canva. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure whatever logo Suise has, the Prima Donna one, I couldn't find a transparent version of it. Like, that's how I got the Chatter Chatter one for the Serena one that we did. Was there was like a transparent PNG of the Chatter Chatter logo that I could just superimpose on the art that I drew. But I could not find the transparent Prima Donna logo to transparently put over my cover, so we don't have the default original. We just have whatever font Canva allowed me to do this with. Because I will tell you, there are a lot of cursive fonts. A lot of them are really hard to read. This was like the easiest one I could figure out to have to read. But that's why I'm not a graphic designer and Yui is a graphic designer. I do like mediocre art, but Yui does like actual designs. I'm like my special talent is like talking and then having the confidence to say that I'll stream art that I'm not confident about. Then that's my only talent. Like my stream topic today where I'm designing figure skating costumes even though I have no experience in design or fashion. That's called like pure like delusion is what it is. Like me saying, you know what? I'm just gonna try it because I want to. It's called pure audacity. I don't know. If I think I'll have fun doing it, I'll just do it, I guess, you know? And if I don't think I'm gonna have fun with it, you know, that's basically what it is. Basically, in real life, you got bad fashion taste. I have good fashion taste, but designing a costume, an artistic costume for a performance is way different than having, like, regular, like, fashion taste of, like, the everyday person, you know? Like, I think I wear normal, good clothes. I mean, I get complimented a lot on what I wear, but I don't have, like, a degree in fashion design for costume design or anything like that, you know? I would be cooler if I did. Unfortunately, I went to school for musical theater, which is, not the best choice that I could have ever made. I feel like you dress in very baggy clothes like a hobo? What? Oh my god, what? Hello? No, I don't! I dress very similarly to the style of outfit that I have in my Mr. Music art. I have a real job. I dress professionally, actively, the majority of the time. And when I'm at home, I just wear like sweaters and shorts, like a normal person. Well, I'm a god, but I guess a person would wear. I've been told many times that my choice of clothing is very library core. So if anything, you could say I dress like a librarian, and I just like wearing very academic clothes. Toka's in a need, she actually has to go outside. That is true. I do have an obligational need to go outside. Not just for a job, but also to walk my dog. And sometimes I just go on walks without my dog because I just feel like I should go outside. And I feel like a walk would do me good. There's never a reason not to go on a walk if you feel like you might want to go on a walk, you know what I mean? It's always good to get outside and have some fun. You know what I mean? Never hurt nobody. I feel like a walk would do you good. Couldn't be me. I just think, like, well, I think the best ideas I have come when I'm on a walk. Best ideas I have come on a walk. My lore, my design, my events I plan normally happen when I'm walking, when I'm coming up with something like song lyrics or concept or like stream ideas that are not like just a game. Normally those all happen when I'm walking. Like, and then that's like a scientific thing. Like, it's why you have a lot of good thoughts when you're in the shower. Like, it's because you're doing a meditative like action that is causing you to have these abilities to have that extra creative mile. And also it helps with emotional mood regulation. So when I also, like, if I'm feeling a certain way, like if I'm feeling bad, if I'm feeling, or even when I'm feeling happy sometimes, I'm like, I should go on a walk. Like, if I'm feeling trapped, if I'm feeling stuck in a rut, it's like, you know, if the sun is out or if it's not too cold, you know, a good walk will really help you to, like, get those feelings in check or get yourself feeling even more hyped or feel more balanced. It's a very proactive thing to do for your mental health. Like, I don't really necessarily walk for my physical health because, I don't know. When I think about it that way, it makes me less motivated. So I do it a lot for my emotional health. I don't know. I feel like I'm more invested in my emotional health than I am my physical health, even though I'm trying really hard recently to work more on investing in my physical health. I do try though, like, particularly hard to work on my, like, my mental health. I feel like mental health is very important. Well, and it's why I, like, I've been, like, I feel like that's a part of why I've been so into, like, figure skating, umusume sort of vibes recently, of, like, things that I've been consuming, watching videos of, is, like, how much it focuses on, like, the mental side of things. I've been doing a lot of that sort of stuff recently, because I just feel like we're in the year of the fire horse. This is the year of growth, a year of taking on challenges, trying new things, and pushing forward through uncomfortability, through the limits you thought you had, you know? Like, I think that that's a good, in my opinion, portion of, like, what this year is about, right? You know? Like, find the things that are motivating you or can motivate you and invest in them and push yourself further than you think you can be this year. Like, that's what they say this year is about, and that's what I'm hoping to make this year for me. You know? And I hope you all are able to do that too. I think the most inspiring things that I found this year is allowing myself to really invest in people, like, as a consumer. Not, I mean, like, also as a person, but, you know, like, it's a little harder to do that. But, like, as a consumer, to invest in watching things that make me feel inspired to be better and do more and be a better person and work on myself. You know? Because I think there were a lot of times last year where I felt very negative, and I don't want to do that. I want to, like, invest in my positive mindset. You know? I want to invest in having a positive mindset and a growth forward attitude, and also invest in doing things that I want more this year. You know? That's why I, like, I've only really been doing streams that I want to do this year. Even when it's, like, me not playing a game that I started that I said I would finish and then I haven't, looking at Dispatch. Because I've been involving myself in a mindset of doing what I think will make me feel the most joy. because I think that makes my content more fun to watch. And also I have more fun, which is always great. And also like creating things that I am invested in and think that you guys will enjoy too. You know? Even if I don't necessarily think I have the skill to do it. Even if I don't think I have the skill to do it, it's fine, because I can make the skill to do it, you know? Like, I've been doing a lot of design streams. Do I think I'm credible in any way to be able to do that? Absolutely not. But do I think that I want to do it? Yeah, and I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. And if they look like crap, that's an opinion that you can have. And I can have that opinion too, but that doesn't mean they are. You know? Doesn't mean they are. And that's something I had to push through when I was working on voice work when I was in school, and I'd be in voiceover class. Is I have a teacher who would always be like, you know, like, you might think that your takes that you're doing are bad, but like, what do you call? She'd always be like, you're judging them because you're making them, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. And also, you're not the one who decides whether the final take is good or not, because I'm the one directing it, so I decide if the final take is good or not. And she'd always say that. She'd always be like, you know, I can tell like you're judging yourself when you're doing these takes, and we can hear it, so you have to stop judging yourself and just do the take. Because that will be what makes the take good, is that you're like allowing yourself to confidently create it. And it always did actually end up helping with like the takes I would do for voice acting for that, because like the best takes were the ones where I was just creating, you know? And yeah, after the fact I had the capacity to be like, you know, I could be like, and I was a lot of the time like, oh, that sucked. But that opinion I had of myself, it really didn't matter, and it didn't affect the final product. So, you know, like, there's no point. Like, you know, I might think for a second or so that like the design I make isn't that great, but the thing is, all you can do is dislike it for a bit and then decide to be a little bit proud of the fact that you did it, you know? Like, yeah, whatever I make won't be the best design in the world because I don't have experience in doing that type of stuff, but it can be good for what it is at the level that I am at. And like, that's how I tried to convince myself about the prima donna cover art, and also the art you'll see in the music video tomorrow, is that like, yeah, you know, it's not the best art that anyone's ever drawn in their lives, but it's great for the skill level that I'm at, which is a beginner. Because I've like, I mean, we all like, what do you call? Like when I was in school, I was gonna like, well, we all took art class in school. Like, it was a required course, right? When you're like younger, art is a required class. When I was younger, I did like art course in like high school, but like I was at like the first level and I never got higher, and I only did physical art, so I never really did digital art until when I was in like college, and it was during the pandemic and stuff, and I like got an iPad because I was bored. I got an iPad mini because I was bored, and then I got Procreate because I was bored, and then I started drawing because I was bored. So, you know, for the level of trading I have, which is not that great or anything, I think it's fine that I'm at the level I'm at in art. Because I only really invest in it when I'm feeling inspired. And like, if I'm not feeling inspired, then I don't do art. Because it's not like my job. Like, it's a hobby. It's not like music or like that type of stuff, you know? Like, I don't have to be good at it because it's not like my main thing that I do. Which I think does help in a bit, because it does make it so that I can't be as critical about it as I am with other stuff, because I don't like have the experience to back it up, and it's not what I would consider my main talent or anything. So even though I judge it a little bit, I don't judge it as harshly as like other stuff. God, what is in the air? I need a pill. My throat's getting itchy again. I literally vacuumed yesterday. I don't know why my throat's itchy. It's been happening recently. Like, I feel like I breathe in something and then it makes my throat kind of feel itchy. I drank out of the wrong glass, but that's okay. I think that water's only a day old. I drank out of the wrong glass. I thought that was the one I filled today. I think that was yesterday's glass. But that's fine. It just tasted a little bit stale. It's alright. Who cares? Hopefully it's just a day. I drink out of like, all of my cups are like these like little mason jars. And they all look the same. So even if I put one that's like newer next to an old one, if I forget which one I put it as, then I can't tell which glass is like the newer one. But that's okay. That's just life, isn't it? So all of my glasses in this apartment are like these little freaking mason jars for water. But it's fine. You know what will fix that? A tiny sip of something fun. What, you know what will take the taste of that stale water out of my mouth? Something fun. A simple treat, you might say. A simple treat called Jose Cuerto Especial. Blue agave something. Yeah. A simple little treat. Honestly tasty. You don't even need like a chaser for that. Oh, is my connection back? Okay, it's back. Nice. I don't know what happened. Like, I was literally looking at so at the bottom of OBS there's like these bars of like things. And I literally watched as I was talking to you, the bars drop from 4 green bars to 1 red bar. I watched it go from all green to red. And I was like, huh? How? It didn't even warn me. It was like, OBS, it's disconnected. And then when it came back, it was like, your OBS, it's back. Oh, thank you, OBS. That's so kind of you. But, I recently got, so I was like, oh, you know, instead of buying ciders, I should just buy some, like, hard liquor. It's a treat for a couple of days. You know, you can have, like, a sip every couple of days. So I've ordained myself to, like, a little bit twice a week. Because originally my goal was to cut it off completely and have no drinking. And that didn't work. So instead what I did was I went, okay, you can have a little bit. And then you can have it 2 times a week. So that's my new goal instead. And what I've discovered is, honestly, if I wanted to stop drinking as much, I should just buy vodka. Because I bought vodka and I bought tequila. Okay? And then get this. That vodka bottle is still, like, really, really tall. Like, I hate it. It's so disgusting. But it's so disgusting. Oh my god, it's disgusting. And then the tequila is tasty. You can just drink that stuff. I didn't remember. I haven't had tequila in years. Cause I got really drunk drinking tequila once. And I had the worst hangover of my entire life. And I was so fucking sick. And so I literally I haven't had tequila ever since. I haven't had tequila after that party I was at. Oh my god. That's the one I told you guys about where I was playing that drinking board game where it was like you land on a space, you take 2 shots. You land on a different space, you drink 1 shot. And then if you land on one other space, you drink the rest of a can of seltzer. and then like there were like only a few free spaces, and I got so drunk that night. All of the shots were tequila shots for that game. So I got really drunk because, you know, I kept landing on double shots. And then I like just kind of swore it off for a really long time. But I bought the tequila because I thought that I like wouldn't like it, and I drank it and I was like, actually tequila tastes pretty good. I don't know why I stopped drinking it. It wasn't even that bad. The brand of vodka, this brand of vodka is called Tito's homemade or handmade vodka. I got it because it was cheap, and also I see it everywhere, so I assumed it would taste good. I'd never had this brand before that, but it's called Tito's. When I was younger and I would drink vodka, I would normally get New Amsterdam, but the New Amsterdam was like $5 more money than the Tito's, so I didn't get that one. But it's kind of disgusting. But I've never really liked vodka. I've always really hated it. I've always thought vodka was disgusting. Yeah, I drank New Amsterdam in college a decent amount as well. You should do Everclear, you'll get more fucked. I've had Everclear several times when I was in college. It's a very popular college drink. Like, when I was in college and there'd be like parties, sometimes I would go and I'd bring an empty water bottle and I'd pour Everclear from Everclear into the alcohol bottle into the water bottle so that I could take home and steal alcohol from the party. Because if you're going to a frat party, no one's gonna notice if you steal alcohol. So I would do that because it was affordable and cheap and an easy way to get alcohol. And no one even questions it. They just think you have a water bottle and it's filled with water. See, it's just wonderful, you know? You just grow up, you do stupid shit like that and in college, and then you grow up and you decide, maybe I shouldn't do that, and that's bad for your body. I remember so often though, like those parties are so annoying to go to. You need the alcohol to get through it, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. If you went to one of those parties and you weren't drunk, you weren't having fun. Actual truth. Well, there are actually, now that I think about it, I think the thing about like social drinking, especially for parties, is that like it's really hard to not drink at those because you kind of need it as like a social buffer if you're not like hyper social. Like what was it? Actually, I was talking to my friends recently and they were all like, but you're super social, and I was like, I don't know, like, I guess it's because a lot of people think I'm very social because I'm socialable and I'm good at talking, but like, I don't feel social, you know? Like, I don't feel like a social person because I wouldn't actively choose to be at a party unless my friends convinced me to go to one. But then, like, of course I'll be good at like talking with people when I'm there because that's like the reason you're at the party is to socialize. I'm not gonna go to a party and not socialize because then what was the point of me getting dressed and getting ready to go to a party and talk at the party? You know? That's like going to the pool and not swimming. Like, if I'm going to the pool, I'm going to swim. You know? It's like going to the beach and not dipping your feet in the water. Or like, you know? That vibe. People do that? Why would you do that though? I feel like it makes no sense. Oh my god, it's so good to live fast meeting. Hi Mino! Welcome! Like, I guess in my brain, if I'm gonna put in the effort of leaving my apartment and dressing up for something, I'm gonna do the thing. Because otherwise, I'd rather just be at home. Show up to the pool to sunbathe and flex the VOD. Can you imagine? I wish I was that confident. Like, if I'm showing up at the pool, it's because I'm swimming laps, or like my friends want to be there, so I'm sitting there, and now I'm swimming laps because I don't really know what people do at the pool if they don't swim laps, because I only ever swam laps as a kid. Not or if I'm at the beach, I want to like really be in the water, you know? Hi Toka, what are you up to right now? Well, I'm talking with you guys, and then after I finish deciding that I'm gonna forget the plot of today, then I'll start drawing. And then we'll for sure start at least on Yui today, because Yui was actually the reason that I came up with this idea, okay? So, for this stream idea, I was walking, and I was like listening to music, and I was listening to like normal music, like not anime music. Not anime VTuber core music, you know? I was listening to like music that wouldn't be on the playlist that YouTube has created for me called Music of Asia, which is so funny to me. Like literally, like my YouTube will start playing a song if it's like on like the continuous loop, and it'll play this playlist called Music of Asia that I did not create, that is just like all of the V-singer, VTuber, anime, like sort of like mix. Yeah, I also have a Music of Asia playlist mix. And the music I was listening to was like my regular playlist, I guess you could say, that I have on like a music app. And like it's music that I've just compiled over the years basically. And I was listening and this song came up, which was Fantasy by Alina and the Boralius, I think is the name of the band. It was really popular when I was younger. But I was listening to it and I was like hearing some of the musical accents in it, and I was like, oh, this would be like a phenomenal dance piece. And then I was like, actually, you know what? This would be a phenomenal skate program. And then I thought to myself, yeah, I could see this being a skate program. And then I thought to myself, oh my god, you know, Yui would look so beautiful in a skate outfit for this particular song. I don't know, I have a problem or something. And so I was like, oh my god, but like I would need a I want to draw like her a skate outfit for this particular song. And then I was like, oh, I should do a stream of that. And I was like, well, but what else would Yui do? So like the first person I came up with ideas with for a skate program was Yui, and it was because I was imagining her specifically for this one particular song. And then I was like, well, I should fill out the rest of this too. And then I was like, well, I did Yui, so now I should do like more than just Yui. So then I was like thinking of other stuff too. But like the two that like I actually like really had like strong processes thoughts about were like two of Yui's songs, one of Rina's songs, and like one of Lemmy's songs, and like one of mine. The rest were more like I was trying to come up with stuff. So I'll probably go in order of like the inspiration I have for everyone, even though I picked out full programs for everyone. But it was kind of like a, see, that's why it was, it's like I walk and then I come up with ideas. So I guess I just have to keep walking. I guess I just need to keep walking. It's the same with a lot of my my birthday event stuff for next month. A lot of it was like stuff I came up with while I was on a walk. See guys, walking is just it's so benevolent to the mind. Especially if it's sunny. What a beautiful, like, time for thinking. Mills! Hi! Hi, Mills! Welcome! Hi, Millets! How was your stream? Welcome, Raiders! Did you guys have fun? What were you guys doing? Welcome! Welcome! Also, if you don't know me, my name is Toka-kun from Stellarverse Productions' first generation Infinium, Crystal Diamond VTuber who loves VTubing and music and fanfiction and singing. Hi Toka, was good with trying new Tomodachi Life demo. Ooh! How was it? I've heard a lot about Tomodachi Life. I've never played it, but a lot of people have really good things to say about it. Did you have a lot of fun? Hamohamuredo! Hi, Kijo! Hi! Hi, Kijo! Welcome in, guys! Today we are yapping before I, we're yapping before, I do my art part of the stream where I'm designing, figure skating costumes for my gen mates based off of, skate programs that I basically made for them out of, like, songs that I know. They made the Vtubers girls in Tomodachi Life? That's so cute! I love that. That's so cute. I love when people make, like, their gen mates and stuff in, like, The Sims, or I guess Tomodachi Life also you can do that, or, like, with, like, Mii's or stuff. I hope you guys had a good time. And thank you for sharing your community. Wow, that was amazing English. Thank you for sharing your community with me. And if you need to take care of yourself after the stream, please make sure you take good care of yourself today. Can you imagine? Why did I speak like that? Oh my god. English? It's the only language I have. I would be ashamed to lose it. Also, I announced today that I am also, tomorrow I'm releasing a cover of Prima Donna, the new, song by Hoshimachi Suisei. I wrote an English cover of it, and it'll be releasing tomorrow. It was a lot of fun. More mpreg talk than I expected. That's crazy. Hello? What was the mpreg about? What was the specifics? What was going on? Were we just talking about the anatomy of it, or was it more like about the scenario that gets you into the mpreg? mpreg and 6-7 being spread worldwide? 6-7 as in like 6-7, or is there like something that means that's not the meme that I don't know about because I'm chronically offline? Is there like more to 6-7 than I thought? Or is it still just like the 6-7 sort of thing with like the hand motion like this? You know? Is there more? Have a good night, Daniel! No, that's about it? Okay, sick. The jellyfish they caught ended up being number 67, so it was funny. Oh, okay, okay. I was like, am I like out of the loop? Did I miss something about 6-7? Am I that off the loop? It's because Kijo is the 6-7 VTuber after all. She is? I don't really remember Kijo ever saying like 6-7 in a call before. Taking pictures of mpreg and being surrounded by them. Ashley and Kijo in the game talked about it to become I'm not, don't listen. She is? She is. Oh, you are? There's clips, Kijo. Apparently there's clips of you saying 6-7 and being the 6-7 girl for proof. Is that for real, for real? This is slander and libel. There's too many coincidences. Is this why Papa John's days are numbered? Is that why? Roku Nana. No, it wasn't his doing this time. Doot doot. That's from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I still can't believe that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared has like a TV show. I don't think it's still running, but there was a TV show, and I genuinely cannot believe it went that far. I mean, I loved it. I was a huge fan of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared since it came out, but I still can never like just conceptualize the fact that there became a TV show for it, you know? Not again. If you start something, how can you be so sad it comes back? Let's get creative. Like, if you start something, and then someone wants to finish it, why did you start it? I know that there was a TV show. Yeah, there was like a whole TV show for it. It was really cool, like, visually. I didn't watch the TV show. I only know, like, the internet version of it, but there was a TV show for it that came out. my big yawn. Oh my god, today I also started watching Medalist while I was drawing art for the Prima Donna cover. Well, if Hio started it, that means it's meant to be, because Hio is basically like gospel. When Hio speaks, we all listen and kneel. Are you not like that, Big Papa John? If it's like in Cult of the Lamb. If the cult leader chooses you to die and be sacrificed, that's just what has to happen, and you don't get to argue about it. You know? When the cult leader declares that you are the sacrifice, you have to go and say, "It's my time," with a smile. You know? It's the unfortunate truth. If she told me my days were numbered, I would accept it with a smile and joy and whimsy in my heart. You know? That's just the only way it can be. Smiles. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh my god, no! I cannot do that. That was a SpongeBob reference, and I can't be doing that. I told Perry I don't like SpongeBob, and I have to keep myself in line with my beliefs. Because I do. I don't like SpongeBob. I think he's ugly. So I can't make any SpongeBob references, because then Perry might think that I actually like SpongeBob, but I don't like SpongeBob. I think he's very ugly. And I think his voice is annoying. So I can't give her any hope, because I don't want her to get disappointed when I still don't like SpongeBob, you know? You know, you don't want to give someone false hope that you might end up liking a franchise that they like. Because then they might be excited about you turning the leaf, but I'm not gonna turn my leaf. Oh my god, I was watching... So I started watching Medalist today while I was drawing. And I realized that Medalist has a lot of similarities to Revue Starlight. Not just in the design of the two main girls, but in its way that Inori just kind of becomes like a prodigy. In the same way that Kadin sort of just becomes a prodigy. And I was realizing that almost all of the animes that I've liked recently, within the last couple of years, have like the same setup. And I was realizing how freaking predictable I am. And it really got me. And then I was telling my roommate about figure skating and how I realized that it's a lot like Uma Musume. And she was like, "So this is just one of your idol things, huh?" And I was like, And she was like, "It's okay to just like experiencing the same things again and again and again. It's just a part of what makes you special." And I was like, "You know, it doesn't have to be a neurodivergency thing." And she was like, "Sometimes it is with you." And I was like, "Oh, what the heck?" But she wasn't wrong. Like, I just love experiencing things that just kind of bring me the exact same feeling as the other thing that I already like. And that's okay. And that is 100% okay. Like, because I was like, oh, like, you know, I really, like, she was like, "You just really love girls who, like, work," like, she was like, "You like any scenario where you get to appreciate girls being hardworking toward a goal." And I was like, okay, and what? Like, and what? Like, I just like it when I can, like, be inspired by people caring so deeply about something that they're working really hard toward their goals, and I can root for them, and I can be really excited when they win and sad when they have losses, and I just get to feel that joy, you know? It's so inspiring and happy. And she was like, and you love when it's only girls. And you know what's very interesting about that? Is I was thinking about this today while I was watching Medalist. So when I was a kid and I was watching figure skating growing up, I actually only really liked watching the ice dancers and the male soloists. So I actually like the male singles skates. So I actually didn't get into female figure skating until this year. Because before that, I only really liked to watch male singles and like the ice dancers, because I thought ice dancing was cool because it was like dancing on ice. And then I liked the male singles because I just thought that like they were cooler. And now when I look back on it, I think it's just I like selectively mostly only ever saw male ice skaters doing like skates to like cool songs that I thought were fun, and then like all of the girls that I would ever see were dancing to like only classical. And I think I just thought that female figure skating was boring. And then this year all of them had like really fun songs or beautiful songs, and I was like inspired. I don't know what it was, because definitely they're awesome and I was just ignorant and stupid, so I definitely had to switch. Benny! Hi! Okie Smoky, it's Benny Doki. Wait, I have to say it in a more fun way. Okie Smoky, it's Benny Doki. Hi! Hi Benny, hi Benny, hi Benny, hi Benny! Welcome! Welcome! Hi guys! How are you? I don't know. I just felt like I had to be a character. No, I wasn't trying to be you. I was just trying to be like a what I imagined like a cartoon character would be saying that line. How was your stream? What did you do? I don't know how I would actually replicate your voice. What, Deku? I've never watched that show. I was doing ASMR. Ooh. What type of ASMR? Was it spicy? Was it calming? Was it soothing? Like, what would you hey, give me a rundown, hey. My god, you know one of my favorite triggers that I love about you that you do is when you bite the chew toy thing. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! Crazy, crazy moment. When you bite the, like, the chew thing that you have. That's crazy, you know. Oh. Oh, thank you. It was a hand cam. I ran out of things to do because I didn't prep good. Hey, you know, we've all been there. I've done that before. Got limited monetization on my last one because of that. Hey. That makes sense, you know. Not to say that that makes sense with certain platforms, but that does make sense. It is evil because I think that I love so many of my favorite ASMR triggers are ones that like are kind of like teetering on the edge of what's allowed. And I'm not afraid to admit that, okay? Whatever. Yeah, I was the one to suggest to Yui to lick the ears during her ASMR last time, okay? And I didn't do that for me. I obviously did it for you, all of you who like Yui's ASMR, okay? I didn't do that for me. I did that for you, okay? She's so normal. I'm normal. I just think the chew toy sounds good. There are a lot of good ASMR triggers that are not always given, you know, the light of day by the benevolent YouTube gods. Yeah, so what if I want a woman's mouth close to my ears? What's so wrong with that? Got a problem? Like, I apologize for enjoying peak, but that's just what it has to be. But thank you so much, Betty, for the raid. Thank you for sharing your community with me. And if you need to take care of yourself after ASMR, please stupid thank you. I'm just ranting about liking watching women perform. That's all I'm saying right now because I haven't even done the art part. Yeah, have a good day. Well, it's not a day anymore. Have a good night. Thank you. Your Honor, she's based. Thanks. What can I say? I think women are cool, and I like when I can talk about them and look at them and perceive them. And if that's a crime, put me in jail. You know? And if that's a crime, then put me behind bars. Because I'm not gonna stop. Appreciating women is very fun. That's what I've discovered through many things, like meeting them, talking to them, reading fan fiction about them, watching TV about them, reading manga about them, daydreaming about them, being normal about them. Yeah, that's what I would say I've discovered. That's what I'll say I've discovered. Surely. Also, like, what is it? Where is it? I have it here. No, this is the wrong one. Where'd my toggle for this go? Oh, here. It's like, I just have you ever consumed a piece of media where, like, you just feel like your life is, like, perpetually changed by the experience of just, like, the way that the women are interacting in that show? That's how I felt about, like, well, I guess I would say that's how I felt about, like, Buffy growing up. Like, Buffy and, like, several animes that I watch. It just, like, enlightens you. I'm not saying that, like, male-focused animes and stuff don't have that, but I don't watch those, and I didn't watch those, so... Like, I would say, like... What's, like, the hugest bro show that I watched growing up? Like, I feel like is, like... It, like, speaks to the epitome of, like, male television. Oh, I guess, like... What was his name? Like, something Scott and the Book of Pure Evil or something? Something in the Book of Pure Evil. Todd in the Book of Pure Evil. That was like the epitome of what I consider male media that I've consumed. Though Todd in the Book of Pure Evil is kind of Scott Pilgrim core, I'll tell you that. So I found Todd in the Book of Pure Evil when I was trying to look up shows similar to Buffy, and I'll tell you right now, they're not similar at all. But they weren't recommended to me because of it. I did also watch Naruto. I used to watch a lot of shonen growing up. I was really into shonen when I was a kid. Do I understand why? Absolutely not. But also, when I was deconstructing why I didn't like female figure skaters as a kid and now I like them versus how I liked male figure skaters back in the day. I think also part of it was because when I was younger, I was like super trying to like be like a tomboy as a kid. I was like really trying to like prove that I was like I could fit in with the boys and that I was like a boy. Like I was just like one of the boys, I guess. Like, because when I was a kid, I was very competitive with the boys in my school courses. Like, I'd always want to be like able to prove that I could lift heavy rocks too. You know, I can lift a heavy rock just like you. You know, I can tie a tie and you can't. You know, like I wanted to prove myself. I can also win in arm wrestling against you. You know, like I was like really trying to prove myself when I was younger. I don't know why. I was like obsessed with showcasing that I could be like just as cool as like the boys in my class. So, you know, I wore like pants instead of skirts when I was younger. I didn't want to wear skirts because I didn't want to seem like I was like too girly, and like now I only really wear skirts and like I wear like very feminine clothes. But back then I was like in this phase where I was like, I'm just as cool as any guy. So I think I was also kind of like not watching a lot of like I also was like trying not to watch like a lot of hyper femme media back then too, because I wanted to like be like, I wanted to be the man, like sort of vibe, you know, like I wanted to be the girl who was like just as cool as any guy. I was in like that headspace. So it took until I was in like college to get out of that like sort of mindset about it, which is probably why I appreciate female figure skaters now. Oh my god, I'm a heavy rock and you lift me. Foodie, probably, honestly. I think I probably could. Like, oh my god, when I went to summer camp, there was like an activity where we went to like this this farm. We went to this farm, and like they were having us try to like build a wall, basically, like with like rocks and mud and stuff. And like the girls were like tasked with like bringing like tiny rocks, because you know you need tiny rocks. Like if you're gonna build a wall with stones and mud and clay and stuff, basically you need big rocks to build the main structure and tiny rocks to fill in the holes that you seal with the mud, right? Or the clay. But I was such a little bitch. I was so obsessed with carrying heavy rocks. I was like, oh well, you know, I can also lift the heavy rocks. Like, it's not just the guys that can lift the heavy rocks. I'm gonna lift heavy rocks. And so I was like stubbornly grabbing like huge rocks, trying to like outlift the boys in my class. And then I saw this like huge ass rock, and I was like, I'm gonna lift this. Fucking stupid mistake, but I did it anyway. I lift this gigantic rock and I walk over to the wall to toss it, and they were all like, "You're even gonna make it? Are you even gonna make it? Like, Toka, why are you lifting that? Like, you're a girl. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, what's your problem? Like, you're gonna drop it. Don't fucking say that to me." So I did it. Like, I grabbed the rock, I brought it over to the wall, and I tossed it down so it could be like pressed into the wall. It was probably the biggest rock that anyone threw down, but as I did that, because it was so huge, as I was like trying to throw it past me, it like scraped the side of my leg. Fucking hurt. I was like bleeding after that, but it was worth it because they gave me their respect after that. They were like, "Wow, you're so cool." Like, so I did have like a gash around the side of my leg and I was bleeding, but I also pretended like it didn't hurt because I didn't want them to think that it hurt, because I was too cool for that, I guess. And they like honestly did treat me differently after that, because they were a lot more like respectful. But it was very fun, because then I had to go to the teacher and be like, "Hi, can I get a bandage and wash this off?" And they were like, "Oh my god, yeah, you're bleeding." And I was like, eh. They were like, "Oh my god, are you alright?" I was like, "Yeah, it's just bleeding, nothing bad." I was bleeding a lot, I don't know. But it was worth it! Anything I can do to show up, that's worth it, you know? It's just a small scratch. It's just bleeding a lot down my leg into my sock, but it's just a scratch. See, when you're facing off as a kid, you really have, it's more about like how much you can do to like not show that you're in pain when something happens that makes people respect you more, I guess, you know? So freaking stupid. Like, did I have to do any of that? Absolutely not. It meant nothing in the long run. I never saw those kids after that summer camp, but I did it because I had, I don't know, an ego the size of like a gigantic tire or something. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. It mattered to me in the moment, I guess, though. Momentarily, it was worth it at the point, you know? Yeah, you have to establish dominance. I did that in college, too. That's how I, like, what do you call? That's why I ended up having, like, a really high alcohol tolerance in college, was because I would go to college parties and I would try to outdrink the boys because I wanted to show up. Because I had a problem. Nowadays, I care less about trying to, like, make a point. But when I was younger, and I hadn't gone to therapy enough yet, I literally was very like, oh yeah, I just have to show that I'm like just as good so that like everyone respects me, because for some reason that matters. So like they'd be like, I'm gonna drink this shot, and I'd be like, oh, and I'm gonna have a chaser, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink the shot and I'm not gonna have a chaser. And they'd be like, you won't because it's gonna taste bad. And I'll be like, no, fucking test me. And then we would like both take a shot, and they would like drink Coke after, and I'd be like, I would like make this, I like trained in the mirror to like have like a really good poker face. And it would like, my eyes would burn, and I would just like be like, that was easy. You want to do another? Like, what was my problem? No one gives a shit, Toka! Look, I had a problem, and that's just like, what? I don't know. That's just how I used to be. Like, why did it matter? It didn't matter. Like, they were like my classmates. They were my friends. Like, I didn't have a reason to try to assert that I was like better in any way. I just felt like I had to, in like some way, showcase that I was just as cool. I respect that you get to be cast as male leads where you get to kiss girls on stage. I'm gonna establish the fact that I'm just as cool as you and I wish I was in your position. Haha. I'm gonna outdrink you and showcase that I too am just as awesome as the capacity to do, I don't know, a double jump in class because you have the leg strength of a male who can do that. You're so cool, I guess, but watch me, I'm gonna drink more than you. Or like I do the same thing when like we would like do like set builds. I'd be like, oh yeah, I can lift like 3 chairs. They'd be like, they'd lift 2 chairs, and I'd be like, I'm gonna lift 3 back to like put the set back. Why? What did you have to prove? Absolutely nothing. I did it anyway. I don't know. I had some sort of complex back then. It's less or so now. Though if I was at a party and someone challenged me to a drinking game, I would try to win. Very aggressively. Very aggressively. I'm very competitive. It's because I'm an Aries. I'm a very competitive person. The only time I'm not competitive is if I'm 100% sure I'll lose. Then I don't give a shit. But if there's a chance that I could win, I get very competitive, and I don't know how to fix that part of my personality. Because I was just born like that. Toka College Liver had one of the wildest training arcs. She did. Actively. I mean, I would say even before college, Toka's liver might have had a really hard training arc. My liver has been on a battle like none other, but you know, she's kicking. She's kicking. I'm a theater kid, you know? Theater kids are a little weird. Theater kids are a little strange. They're a little wild. I can't say if I was or not, but I'll just say that, you know, maybe before college she was also on a journey. That my liver. You know, I had a very interesting high school experience. The kids in the theater program at my school, I was like the most straight edge, other than like one person. I was like the most straight edge in high school, in my friend group. But let's just say me being straight edge means that I wasn't doing hard stuff, or going to raves and, you know, things like that. I was straight edge. And the only other person in my friend group in high school who was more straight edge than me was literally the principal's kid. So that's why they did it. Like, literally, I would talk with them and they'd be like, yeah, like, I'm just not really interested in doing anything just in case because I don't want to disappoint my dad. And I'd be like, hey, that's better for your health in general. Just in general, it's better for your health. But the theater kids in my high school were known for being like kind of party animals, so it was always interesting to me that my parents let me hang out with them. But it was mostly because my parents said I was a good influence on them, which is true. I'd be like, you can't do that on campus, and they'd be like, why not? And I'd be like, because you shouldn't. Or I'd be like, you know, I just don't want to worry about you. Hi, Ari! Welcome! Welcome! Hope you had a good day today. I just think it's better if you don't do things on a campus where you can get in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? Not worth it. I say as someone who has gotten in trouble for stuff on a campus before. So. But I was given the scot-free card. I was given scot-free card, so it was fine. I took drama in middle school and high school. Those were fun times. Theater is really, really amazing. Would I recommend it to people? Yes. But also, it's a very interesting degree if you decide to pursue it professionally. But also, it was worth it. You know, I wouldn't change my... Well, actually, now that I'm a VTuber, maybe I would change my life. I would have geared it more toward this. Like, if I had this as a main long-term goal from when I was younger, maybe I would have taken, like, art. Because then if I could draw... Can you imagine if I could actually draw, like, all of my own cover art? Like, if I could be, like, as cool as Ina? Like, if I was, like, Inanis, that would be insane. Like, if I could be like Ina and draw my own art, like I had, like, really good art skills like her, I'd be lit next level. But I don't have that. You drew pretty good already though. Not good enough for me to think of it as good enough for, like, real covers, you know? Like, Lemmy draws good enough for real covers. Yui draws good enough for real covers. But I don't think I draw enough for good covers yet, you know? Like, my art style is very unpolished. It doesn't have great rendering. I think that if I got better at rendering, maybe my style would be better. Rendering has always been hard for me though. Like, the conception of, like, where light hits, where to, like how color works. Like, those are all things that I've always had a really hard time conceptualizing, as well as, like, poses I'm not really good at. Like, if you look at Lemmy's composition of her works, like, she has amazing coloring. She's so good at understanding colors and shades and things like that, you know? Like, I wish I could color and render better like her. Like, her rendering, I'm in love with her color and her render. It's same with Penny. I think Penny's really good at composition. Penny's really good at rendering. I love, like, Penny's, like, her painterly style is really beautiful. I've always wanted to have one. I don't think I ever will. I don't really understand enough of, like, how those types of brushes work. I think if I ever got more into art, it would end up being more, like, geared toward, like, the way it is now, which is a lot more, like, cel shady and stuff. Like, I don't really understand enough about painting sort of vibes or use those brushes at all. Like, when I was really trying to get into art in the pandemic, the artist that I always was watching tutorials of and was always really inspired by is also a VTuber. Her name's Marikyun. She draws in a very specific anime style. I never ended up drawing in the anime style, but she's, like, who really got me into starting to draw. So I feel like because she was my original inspiration, a lot of that still shows up in my art from how I was inspired by her, you know? And I still look up a lot to Marikyun. I think her art style is just so gorgeous. I love her colors. I love her thick line art. I love thick line art. I'm sure you can tell I like thick thick line art based on, like, my my emotes and, like, when I'm not trying to, like, copy a specific style for, like, a thumbnail, I tend to draw with thicker line art because I, like, just really like how thick line art looks. I think it's so defined, you know? Like, I just think it's beautiful. Like, I mean, even my my artist Lucy, like, Lucy has a thicker line art than most models you'll notice for VTubing. Like if you look at Yui's line art versus, like, mine, like, Lucy draws with really thick dark lines, which is different than, like, a lot of other VTuber model artists that I've seen, especially the ones that drew art for SVP. Like, Lucy draws with, like, thick black lines. And also, Lucy doesn't draw with a symmetry tool, so you can tell because my model isn't, like, 100% symmetrical. Not even the parts that are intentionally, Like, not just the parts that are intentionally symmetrical, but the parts that are unintentionally, you can tell that they're not drawn the same way. They're a little bit different because Lizzie doesn't draw with the symmetry tool. Makes it more realistic. Yeah, and also the line weights are different because of how she draws too. I think I just like that like thicker like line sort of variation. I think it's very fun. It's a little bit more like, I don't know, I was gonna say like feral, but that's not a good word for it. Like, it just has a lot of personality to it that I really enjoy. It makes it stand out a lot. Like, I feel like you could tell like a Lucy model pretty evenly from it, even though I feel like a lot of Lucy models look very different. Like, sometimes I have people who tell me that they don't realize that Serena and I are drawn by the same person. Which is always interesting to hear, because like, there's not that many Lucy kids. There's like Mirin, Serena, Chiaki used to have a Lucy model, and then me, and Uruka. And I feel like we all look very different. Just because of how Lucy draws in general. And how Lucy's style has like evolved. And I also know that like there are certain things about the way that Lucy drew me and Serena that are very intentionally different, I guess. Like, our eye shapes are very different. My eyes are bigger because I asked for them to be bigger. And my head is smaller because I asked for my head to be smaller. So when I got the draft back, I was like, can you make can you make the eyes bigger? Because I feel like they're a little bit too small right now. And also, can you make my head smaller? I think the forehead's too big. So my forehead is specifically smaller and my eyes are specifically bigger. And it's because I wanted my face to look kind of like a cat's. And I didn't want my forehead to be too big. You know? Because I feel like that makes it look cuter if your eyes are like, if you have like the face proportions of a cat. Because I feel like before she made my head smaller, it was like more ovalish, and I feel like now my face is a little bit more circular because she made the head smaller. She didn't make the whole face smaller. She just made like the top of my head. She like pushed it down, like it's just pushed down. Because I was like, otherwise it feels like it's kind of ovular. I didn't want it to be ovular. I was like, could it be a little bit less ovular, more circular, less ovular? And she was so kind about it. She was like, yeah, whatever you want. She was so sweet. I love her. Lucy is so perfect. You didn't want to be an egghead? No, I didn't want to be Usachi. Don't tell her I said that. Don't tell her I said that. Don't tell her I said that. She loves me right now. Don't tell her I said that. I did not want to be Mrs. Worldwide. From that one stream that she did of only Pitbull songs where she was bald for like the majority of it, and then like her forehead got taller and taller, and then it like reached the freaking atmosphere that you guys made, like that meme of her. No, I don't want to be that. Actually, I don't. Fortunately, that's not my goal. Her forehead will pierce the heavens. It was so huge! We made bald versions of you during that stream too? Yeah, because I gave her the art, right? Do I have a bald toggle? Did I set one up? I feel like I did for her during that. Or did I not make a toggle and I just took it off? I might not have actually saved it as a hotkey. Well, yeah, obviously I didn't use it for you. I wouldn't. I just don't know if I set it as a toggle or if I just took off all of my meshes for my hair just for her because she asked. Yeah, I didn't save it. Maybe that should be one of my... Like, if I did a donathon, maybe I should just have it as one of it. I should do, like... Maybe if maybe I should have if I ever did a donathon, I should have a goal be like bald Toka karaoke stream, and it's like Toka raps Hamilton bald stream. I don't know. I'm trying to think of rapping. I don't know any raps other than like Hamilton. Bald Toka stream. Somebody from the city I live in? That's crazy, bro. I don't know where Pitbull is from because I don't know Pitbull. Like, I didn't even know he was known as Mr. Worldwide or whatever his full name is until Yui told me, because she was like, does this look like this? And I was like, who? She was like, this. And I was like, who? She was like, Pitbull, the rapper. I was like, oh. Because I only know Pitbull the rapper from that one song he sang that got really popular. It's like something shop. And then also because Pitbull, Jenna Marbles was in a Pitbull music video. That's all I knew about Pitbull before Yui. It really was. From Miami? I had no idea. Though I wasn't very aware of Pitbull. Like, at all. Though it's not like Pitbull's a bad person. I think he's kind of cool. When I looked more into him, I was like, oh, he's kind of a nice guy. I just didn't know about him because I don't really listen to rap music. Like, what do you call? I'm very like, my music style, I guess you guys have seen it before. It's very like I listen mostly to like indie pop and like weirdcore is like kind of like my music taste. It's like indie pop, weirdcore, and then like random shit I find, because you know how I found most of my actually I do listen to rap by one person, and it's K-Flay, and K-Flay's one of my top music artists of all time. She does count as a rapper. I don't know why I consider her, instead of rap, I consider her punk. I can't tell you why. I think it's just her vibes. But you'll see a lot of the songs that are on my song list thing, like for the song performances I picked for this music, like this art stream. This art stream, I say, an hour and 20 minutes into just talking through my art stream that I haven't started drawing yet. We'll get to art in like a second. What do you call the way that I found most of these songs is through an app that's dead. I was really sad when they got rid of this app because it was how I found all of my best music. And I can't even remember the name of this app, but it was an app that was really popular when I was younger, where it was like basically people would make their own radio stations almost of stuff. It was like something like it was like people would make these like public playlist radio things and you would listen. What was it called? I'm trying to remember now. I really want to know what it was so I can tell you guys about the best time of my life when they had this one music app that I used to be able to use. And it was so sad when they killed it. I was like, you can't take away my only way of discovering new music. It was like a really niche one too, I think. Cause like it would have these like really fun playlists. People would make these little playlists and you could just like click on and discover through vibe like the music that you wanted to listen to. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. Oh, I'm looking at like a list of discontinued music apps. Like, can I? List of music apps discontinued. Companies. Maybe this will help. Is it this one? I would know it for sure by the logo if I find it. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe you guys also had like stuff on it. We're listening with it. But it was like so fun to just like listen to all these playlists. How would I look of it? Like app that let you host playlists. Images. So bad I don't still have it on my phone. Like when I got an actual phone later down the line, it like got rid of all my old apps because I made like a different Google profile or Apple profile. But like it was basically like an app where it was people would create playlists and you could search for them by mood. Like app that you make playlist that you can search by mood. Which basically became like Spotify took over, so no wonder it died. You know what I mean? But like it was so easy to like look up like these playlists for moods, and then you could like very easily like come up with like stuff that you would be interested in, you know what I mean? Dead apps that you look through playlists. Yeah, I just like can't find what it was. I think it had a purple logo back in the day, but the website I've used for finding music over a decade is called the Gramophone. Interesting. I've never heard of that one either. Let me look. Can I find it on my Apple store? Apple. Like, would it be like, if did I ever have this account? Did I even have this account? I don't think I did, but like, what if I did? Would it show me like stuff I used to own? Even if it died? Like, can I go by year? It must! Like, I literally can see, like, cut the rope on this thing. Did I have? Is it still on here? Okay, maybe I did have it on this. I thought it was only on my, like, school iPad. But maybe it's also on this account. Damn, Tumblr? Oh my god, I remember Tumblr. Plague Inc! Oh, I want to stream that one day. Plague Inc? I love Plague Inc. Plague Inc. You guys remember Plague Inc? Alpaca Evolution, I used to play that a lot. Alpaca World, I used to play that a lot. We should play Plague Inc. and then name the disease Yuri. Then take over the whole world with Yuri. What would you name this? Yeah, that's what I would name it. Oh my god, we can see the Otome games I used to play where I would literally delude myself into thinking the most feminine looking man was a girl and then I was playing as a girl dating another girl. Do you want to hear the name of the ones I played? I played Shall We Date, Angel or Devil, My Sweet Prince, and Ninja Love. I'm unashamed of saying that. I think it's really funny. Oh, and My Forged Wedding, Ninja Assassin, My Star-Crossed Myth. Sick. Great taste, if I say so myself. Oh, I found it! It was called 8 Tracks. 8 Tracks. 8 tracks was what I used to use. That was how I found all of my music. Good night, Ari. Oh, 8 tracks was so good. Yeah, it stopped. It stopped. Its service is on December 2019. It was so good. I loved it. Like, it was how I found all of my best music. I still listen to a good portion of the songs I found on 8-track. Like, those are like some of my best, well, some of the best things in the world are Canadian. Looks at Yui. Oh my god, I found this tweet. Wait, I have to tell you what this tweet I found. I sent it to Yui and she was like laughed at me. Okay. So I sent Yui this tweet yesterday. Where is it? It's so funny. I was like, oh, here it is. It's, what are you meant to do when someone is your exact type but lives in Canada? Do I become Canadian or ... I said that to Yui yesterday. She just laughed. So, like, what do I do when someone who's exactly my type is Canadian? Like, do I just become Canadian? You're getting close to honorary Canadian with your love of Canadians and our media. I do love Canadian media and I do love Canadians. I really wanted to respond to when we were announced at Anime Ottawa. I really wanted to repost the Anime Ottawa announcement post with I love Canada, but I decided against it because it felt unprofessional, so I responded in a professional way. But my genuine immediate reaction was to want to repost the Anime Ottawa with I love Canada and I love Canada. Like, I really want to do that. Like, if they ever when they announce us with like Oshi Uplink again, like individually, like I really want to like repost it and just be like, I love Canada. I wouldn't because it's not professional, but I really want to. You gotta make a sacrifice when we come to Canada? Well, I'd love to. I think Canada is awesome. Canada is amazing. Like, it produced Usachi Yui. I can't fault Canada. It's awesome. Like, America didn't produce Usachi Yui. Such a mistake. Such a mistake to not produce Usachi Yui. I can't believe America would fault so hard as to not create her. Only Canadians could produce her. Every day I wake up and think to myself, how dare they not produce Usachi Yui? America, hello. We tried, we just couldn't. So true. Like, I wish I was Yui every day. I want to marry her and I also wish I was her. Which is like peak Yuri, if you think about it. You know what I mean? I feel like that's peak Yuri. That's like every Yuri I've ever watched. Where it's like, one girl is so amazingly cool, and then the other girl is like, oh, I want to reach her skill level, but also I wish I could be her, but also I'm in love with her, but also I can't say that, so what I'm gonna say is that I love her, but like, you know, like as a friend. That's literally Chevrolet Grand in Umusume with Kita-san Black. In that scene where she's like running in a race with Kita-san Black, she's like behind Kita-san Black, and she's like, Kita-san Black, I said Kita-san Black! And you're like, girl, oh my god. Embarrassing, but also sick. I sent that once to Hiyori Mokami and I said that was us and she didn't understand. And I was like, and then turns into dust and dies. Literally me with Hiyori Mokami, she didn't even get my reference when I sent it to her. In this case, she's Kita-san Black and I'm Chevrolet Grand. Guys, I pulled Kita-san Black! Just so you know. Me, I pulled Kita-san Black. So one day we have to do a run of Uma Musume with Kita-san Black because I pulled her. So a couple days ago, I felt really lucky. I felt so lucky. I woke up and I felt really lucky. And I was like, I'm gonna pull my free pulls today, okay? I pulled my free pulls for the support cards, and I get 2 rainbow cards, okay? And I never got both of those cards before. And I was like, you know what? I know it's gonna cost a little bit of carrots, but I still feel really lucky. And I pulled on the last day of the Kita-san banner, and I got Kita-san Black. So I felt the luck in my veins that day. And you know what? The rest of the day went horribly, so I used all my luck for that day in the morning. And for the rest of the day, I had nothing but inconveniences. But for those 4 minutes in the morning when I woke up, I was extremely lucky. 2 days in a row with my free pulls got me NTR support cards. What does this mean? That you're meant for NTR? Meaning Narita top road, not whatever the other meaning means. Genuinely, I don't fully understand NTR as like an actual topic, not like the character. like genuinely. No Umas or cards from the free pulls, but it's okay because I'll get 10 Uma in a week on Fuji banner. So true! I believe. I'm excited for the Fuji banner. And I'm not afraid to put another $20 into Umusume if I don't get Fuji on the banner. So, yeah. But also I'm saving until then. I'm not pulling on anything else till Fuji. All my other anniversary carrots are going towards Fuji Kiseki. And I'm praying that maybe when I pull for Fuji, I'll also get Meisho Dodo. And that would be everything. Kaz is into NTR? Of course he is. Is it bad that I said that? Don't tell him I said that. Actually, no. Tell him I said that. Actually, no. Let him know I said that. Because you saying that literally triggered me into remembering when I was playing... what is it called? I keep laughing at what I'm about to say. I so deliberately remember when I was playing the coffin of Andy and Lele, and Kaz was in here so strongly defending why Lele was like savable, and I was like, you cannot save her. This is unhealthy. She is a red flag. And he was like, no, she's savable. You know, the red flags aren't that red. You know, like, it's okay. You cannot save Lele. She is mentally ill. You cannot save her. And it is not healthy to try to save a girl like Lele. That is not good for you. Be healthy. Make responsible decisions for your mental health and your love life. People like Lele need to make the discovery by themselves and then heal themselves before you date them. Be a healthy human being and improve yourself before you date a red flag. You cannot fix them, and it is not your job to fix them. You should not be responsible to fix other people. That is for therapists. And I literally was trying to, like, explain that to Kaz, and he was not getting it. All I could think to myself was, oh my god. Please get help. I was like so shocked. I was like, I could not believe when I was playing that game that so many people were like, she's savable, she's fixable, like everything like that. I was like, no. How does it relate to NTR? That relates to NTR as in like the topic of NTR, not like the horse. Like how NTR is an unhealthy thing to like. Because isn't NTR about cheating? Like isn't that what it is? Or do I not understand it enough? Yeah, I like Narita Top Road. I don't like NTR though. Like, it's not healthy. NTR is bad. Not in like, you know, anyone can have a kink. Anyone can have a kink. But like, the attraction to being cheated on just makes like no sense to me. Why? Actively, I don't understand. What's attractive about it? Like, can you explain? To me, why? Like, I don't know. In this age, I feel like, you know, you want like, I just maybe my kinks are too like focused on the understanding of like self-actualization, realization, and confidence, but what is the appeal? I think it's something for people with low confidence, or they self-insert as one being cheated for. Interesting. I can't empathize, but I wish I did. I don't know. Like, I always think I mean I think I have a low confidence as well. Like, I don't think I could walk into the bar and flirt with a girl and believe that she would want to go on a date with me or anything. But like, I don't know. I have the self-actualization to not want to be cheated on. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to be cheated on. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, like, I don't think that I should be cheated on. Maybe that's a high bar now. I don't know. I feel like makes no sense to me to want to be cheated on. Maybe I'm crazy though. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people online really like NTR and I don't get it. I wish I understood. Like, I can't read fanfiction with NTR in it. Don't do that. No. I want to see them be in love! Having self-esteem seems rare now. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I have, like... See, I always think that I have low self-esteem. But also, like, I don't have, like, a low self-esteem at the same time. What was it? My high school teacher, it was so funny. My high school drama teacher always said to me, he was like... My high school drama teacher always says to me, he said, when I was younger, he said to me, Toka, you are such an interesting person because you have such a low self-esteem, but also a slight god complex. And he is not the only person who's ever said that to me. I have had many people say that to me. It is not just him. I think I've had at least 7 people say that to me in my life, who have said to me that I have an extremely low self-esteem and also a god complex at the same time. And I really can't disagree with them anymore, because I feel like that's kind of true. Having self-esteem, it's like shielding yourself from what they view as inevitable but can't get cheated on if you want to be cheated on. I guess that just seems like you need therapy. It just seems like maybe you have some issues you should work through in therapy. But she's so you can save. You can't save Ashley. Have you even played the game? You can't save her. As long as people don't bring that stuff into the real world. So true. My god complex is always believing everything will work out. I don't know what it is, but I always have a strange confidence that no matter how bad things go, as long as I work towards my goals, things will work out even if there's bumps in the road. And I've never doubted that since preschool. Like, I don't know, I've always had a strong belief that things will always work out. Having hope equals ground complex. Got it. Hey, you know, sometimes people tell me that I'm, like, extremely naive for that. Senbei's told me that before. It was like, you have, like, a sincere naivete about the world that I really enjoy. I'm like, oh, thanks. Because I guess because I'll talk to him and I'll be like, but I believe this though. And he's like, you have a strong belief in other people. And I was like, yes. I like to believe everyone has good intentions. Like, and I know that is technically naive, but I genuinely believe that. Like, everyone I meet, I always assume that they're good. And I never want to believe anyone is bad. Unless they prove it. If they prove it, then obviously. But like, I like to be like that. I like to believe in like the goodness of others. But that's because I can't conceptualize having bad intentions in that way. And not in like the I'm better than anyone else way. And then I think I'm too dumb for that. Like, I wake up and then I'm like, I don't have a whooper face, but I'm just vibing. Like, I genuinely believe that if I was driving and someone cut me off, that they were just trying to get somewhere and it wasn't about me. You know? Like, if I'm at the market and I'm about to reach for my favorite box of cereal, but it's the last box of cereal and someone takes it before me and they look at me with a dirty look, maybe they're just having a bad day. They didn't mean it in that way. They were just, you know, they were just trying to do something. It wasn't about me. It wasn't their fault. They're not a bad person. They're just having a bad moment. You know? Everyone has a bad day sometimes. Everyone acts based off of emotion sometimes. Everyone is out to get me. It's me versus the world, baby. That sounds like you should go to therapy. That's what I always think. Because I used to think that way a little bit, and then I went to enough therapy that I stopped thinking that way. Because I used to be one of those people where, like, I would have a hard time walking outside because I used to think everyone was out to get me and everyone was following me. And, like, I had a lot of anxiety. And then I worked through it, and then now I don't feel that way anymore. Oh, definitely don't get a therapist that's a yes man. Genuinely? Fuck that. I fucking hate therapists that are like that. Genuinely, I think they're not good at their job. Like, some people need that, but that's not a good way to grow. If you want to change, you need a therapist who's going to challenge your thoughts. I wasted so much money on therapists who were yes man. Therapists who were like, oh yeah, you know, like, no. The only therapist that changed my life was a therapist who would go, so, like, why do you think that, though? Can you explain to me how your thought is correct? And I would explain, and I'd realize as I was explaining that the thought that I was feeling, or the feeling I was feeling, was based on unfounded thoughts that were not connected to the real life and connected to negative thought patterns I was creating for myself. And that was the only way I ever grew through going to therapy, was having a therapist who would challenge my beliefs. Like, my life changed when I had a therapist where I'd be like, I think they hate me. And my therapist would go, can you explain why? And I would say something, and they'd be like, that doesn't seem, is there a founding for that? And, like, I was like, well, like this? And they're like, okay, that doesn't, well, that sounds more like you're imposing a thought on that person than what they've said to you. And I was like, well, okay. Because, you know, like, I used to be one of those people where I'd be like, I think everyone hates me. And then the therapist would be like, so why do they hate you? And I'd be like, because I'm not a good person. They'd be like, so can you explain why you're not a good person? And then I'd be like, well, you know, sometimes I think a negative thing. And they'd be like, okay, everyone thinks negative things. Does that mean everyone's a bad person? I'd be like, well, no, I don't think everyone's a bad person. I'd be like, okay, so what about that makes you a bad person then? I'd be like, well, I don't know. Or they'd be like, so you're saying the reason you think that the reason you think that they think you're a bad person is because you said something with a specific tone? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, so can you explain this tone to me? And I'd be like, so I feel like I just said this a little bit wrong. And they'd be like, okay, can you re-say it to me? And I'd say it to them, and they'd be like, okay. So let me say it back to you. And they would say it back to me, and they'd be like, okay, so what did you feel when I said that? And I'd be like, it just sounded like you were talking to me. And they'd be like, so why do you think that you saying it like that makes you a bad person then? And I'd be like, oh, I don't, and you know, I didn't know, actually. Because it was just my negative thought patterns that were feeding into a belief that these things were being perceived in a certain way when they weren't. And I was making it up. And that's fine, because that's how mental health works. But, like, I didn't challenge any of that in a impactful way until I had someone in my life who I did pay, but who was, you know, challenging those with an undeniable question to why and how I was creating those thoughts, and asking me to really solidify why I thought those thoughts were correct. So I'm under the genuine impression and belief that yes man therapists are bad. You know, because they don't do that. And it's the same way that I feel about like I'm a big fan of like therapists who do like that method where they like challenge the thought. Those who do ACT therapy or ACT, which is like more solutions based, as well as I'm a big fan of somatic therapy, but I haven't done somatic therapy. It's just I've had a lot of friends who've really benefited from somatic therapy and also DBT, because I think that a lot of therapy can be helpful when it creates opportunities for you to challenge negative thought patterns and actions with actual meaningful change. Because otherwise you're just paying a bunch of money to sit in a room and talk to someone. You know? You can do that with a wall. I used to do that. Actively. I used to sit and talk to the wall in bed, and I would pretend that I had a friend that I was talking to, and I could talk for like an hour. I would just pretend that a friend that I wanted to be there to understand me was there, and I would talk to her, and I would try to have her understand, and I would imagine how she would respond to me, and we would just talk. You know, I didn't pay any money for that. I created that in my head. And some therapists are exactly like that experience. So why would you pay at that point, you know? Why would you pay? Maybe I'm crazy for that though, I don't know. If I know if I'm crazy for that. If I'm crazy. Stop, you're putting them out of business. I know, right? I don't like think it's worth it otherwise to pay money, because I've had a lot of therapists where they just be like, yeah, you know, you're right for feeling that way, like that sucks. Okay, that's not gonna change my life though. Sometimes just putting your thoughts and emotions into words is what you need. Yeah, I think for some people that's what they need. I think it depends on the behavior you're trying to shift, you know? Like, if you just need someone to talk to, a talk therapist who's gonna yes man you is perfect. Like, if you just need someone to vent to, that's the perfect type of therapist to have. Like, if you just really need someone to vent to once a week or so, hey, I don't judge you. Everyone needs someone to vent to once a week or so, you know? Having a support system to vent to is healthy. But I think a lot of people who are in therapy also don't need someone to just vent to. They need, like, solutions for negative behaviors. And I don't understand why in media a lot of people will portray talk therapists as the solutions to negative behaviors, because they really aren't. And I had to learn that the hard way, but I genuinely just don't understand that type of marketing. Because, like, why though? Why are they the ones that get recommended for that type of shit? Like, they can't do that. That's not how it works. I spent hundreds of dollars figuring that out. I spent hundreds of dollars paying for therapists that were not in my insurance network for that to come to realization for me. God, because therapy is not cheap. But I also don't think it should be like stigmatized, which is why I talk about like therapy and like my mental health a lot, because I just think it shouldn't be something that people are afraid to do. This is awesome, I guess, when you have a good one. Then some of them are very bad. And then it's not as great. I used to have a therapist who would ask me if I was lying a lot. I didn't understand that. I'll just be like, why are you asking me that? That's kind of rude. Genuine. Yeah, that always felt a bit weird to me with therapy. Like, if you cared about helping me, why would you be charging $100 an hour? Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna charge me $100 an hour, that's fine. It's your time. But also, could you help me? if I'm gonna pay you $100 an hour, can you actually help me though? Like, I don't mind paying $100 an hour to actually improve my life. But could you actively help me? You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm gonna pay that much money, my life should be changing. You know? If I'm gonna pay that much money, I think my life should be changing though. Like, I think, like, yeah, obviously it won't change overnight. It'll take a couple of months, maybe a year or more. But my life should actively be on the uptick if I'm paying $100 an hour. Like, it shouldn't be going downhill. It should be going, like, uphill. And then, yeah, I can have downhill points, you know, like, life gets hard. But, like, it should be changing for the better. A little bit, you know? Like, because that's a lot of money. Not everyone make $100 enough to pay for therapy every week, you know? I did enjoy therapy when I was in therapy. I also am a huge advocate for medication. Like, I don't think my life would have changed without medication. I'm not on meds anymore, but I used to be, till I was able to get cleared to get off them. But I think meds are an amazing tool, and I think there's a lot of stigma behind them. And I just don't think there should be. I think medications are really good for people as long as they have the right doctors to prescribe and keep them safe when they're trying them. Like, I actively am one of those people where, like, I was at a certain point where, you know, my therapist was questioning whether I kept needing, if I needed to keep being in therapy, and I got off medication because my psychiatrist was like, I don't know if you need it anymore, because I was making positive change in my life. And so I didn't have that type of talk with my psychiatrist till I had a good therapist. So I genuinely think, like, having a good team, mental health team, really makes an impact on your life, because you can get to the point where you don't really need those things anymore, and you can start to reflect by yourself and make those decisions for yourself and have active moments of being able to actualize that thought and actualize those actions without having to have that support anymore. And that's when you stop paying. It's why I also think about, like, so I also talk with you guys about, like, my reflective moments, because I learned those tools through, like, therapy, and I reflect on things a lot. And that's because I spent a lot of time when I had a good therapist, like, reflecting through all of those, like, thought processes and, like, why I'm reflecting, what's good about it, like, where am I noticing patterns in my behavior sort of vibe, you know? Because I think it's healthy to do that, you know? I think it's good for your mental health to do that. Whenever I have a negative behavior that I'm noticing, I always think to myself, okay, where's it coming from? What's making it happen? It's like, a part of why I'm really into, like, when I, so, obviously, if we're talking about figure skating again, because this is still supposed to be based on figure skating, but I'm charging my Apple Pencil right now. Because I forgot to charge my Apple Pencil, and like 20 minutes ago when I was about to pull up my iPad, I noticed my Apple Pencil was dead, and so we keep talking. But the basis of this stream is figure skating still. Thank God I have nothing to do this night, and I'm just gonna keep talking, and then we'll draw after, and I have no plans, so we can keep streaming. But anyway, when it comes to figure skating, even though my Oshi, oh my god, I'm gonna use anime terms, VTuber terms on, VTuber idol terms on figure skaters, crazy. Anyway, when I got into figure skating recently, it was because of Elisa Leo, who is the Olympic gold medalist from the USA. But my Oshi is Amber Glenn, seconded by Kaori Sakamoto. We'll talk about the results of today's Worlds when we actually are drawing. But how I got into it was an interview that Elisa Leo did on or Leo on if you're gonna do like more of the way of saying it, how she says it, is that she was talking about mental health. And that's what got me more invigorated into it. Was at first I was like, oh, she did great. That's beautiful performance. That's nice. I will say everyone loves her MacArthur Park performance, but I really love her Promise performance. But that's a personal opinion. But she was talking about mental health, and that was like really got me engaged with her as a performer. Like, she's also like someone I would consider an Oshi, but like in terms of like personality more than I mean, I like her skates, they're beautiful, but I love her personality. In terms of how she talks about mental health, is that the expectation of winning and how you approach it. And she talked a lot about like personal reflection and dealing with failure and dealing with thinking of yourself as a failure, and that was kind of what really drew me into her as a person, because I really enjoyed how she talked about self-reflection as a meditative practice, as a life practice, as a just everything practice, you know? Sometimes I have friends who tell me that they think I'm a little bit in my head, but like, I just think that like, there's nothing bad with self-reflection. I think it's really healthy to sit with yourself, think about your actions, why you're doing them, what's good. Like, she was talking about like, her performances before she retired, before she came back. And wow, you know, I've been talking for a long time when I go through 2 of these playlists for the Moonlit BGM Factory, because each of them is an hour long. Anyway, she was talking about how sort of like she noticed like she wasn't enjoying skating anymore, and how she sort of like doesn't recommend like doing it for other people, and doing it for yourself is like a better option. And how like her self-reflection led her to that understanding. And it made me think a lot about my relationship with like streaming, my relationship with content creation, my relationship with theater and acting and music and all these different things. And it really made me think about like life in general. Why do we self-reflect? What is important about self-reflection? How does it impact your way you look at life, you know? Because I love Oshinoko. I love that type of thing. And I believe everything does have an amount of like kayfabe, or like a slight amount of artificialness to it, you know? But I also like, I'm a believer in like the amounts that we can share of ourselves that are like genuine. And I'm happy that she came back in a genuine way, where she wasn't burnt out, she wasn't upset with it anymore, that she was able to return to it in a way that gave her the ability to like be as open as she can be, you know? Like, and I feel the same way. Like, I wouldn't ever want to do something with streaming where it ended up making me like feel like I didn't want to do it anymore, because I really like doing it in the same way that I really like doing music. That's why like I try not to stream for more than like 5 days a week anymore, but sometimes I'll do 5 if it's a collab. But I do only like 4 solo streams a week, because when I started off I tried to do like 5 or 6 a week, and it was really making me like feel like I wasn't having any time to work on projects, and I like working on projects, and I like to believe that the people who watch me like my projects, you know? I don't know if you guys do, but I like to assume it, because I like doing it. But like but I like to believe that, like, you know, yeah, you know, because I'm allowed to, like, you know, be as an SVP, be able to do 4 streams a week and then just do the rest on other stuff. And so I originally I was like, oh, you should make yourself do 5 streams a week, you know, you should make yourself do 5 or 6 streams a week, because that's what people want. But then I was really getting tired, and not because of you guys or the work, but because, like, you know, I have another job on top of this, so it can make it hard sometimes. But I was like, you know what, actually you should choose what's better for you. So I was like, you know what, I'll do more like 4 streams a week, and then 5 if I have a collab, and then the rest of the time can be spent on projects, because I want to make fun things for you guys. And it did make me have a better relationship with streaming, because then I felt less tired. I felt more like I could do longer streams and, you know, have fun. It's the same with me, like, doing Zatsus like this. You know, I took a while where I was like, you know, people do think you're interesting. For a really long time, even though you guys would tell me, like, oh, you know, like, we think you're fun to talk to, you know, for a long time I was like, am I interesting enough to do a Zatsu? Like, people keep telling me I'm interesting enough to do a Zatsu, but like, am I actually interesting enough to do a Zatsu stream? Like, I think I'm kind of boring. I do still kind of think I'm a little boring, but like, if you guys don't think I'm boring, then that's fine. Then it's fine. Like, because it's not what I think, right? Somebody tells me that all the time. When I talk to Senbei about being insecure about Zatsudon content, Senbei always tells me, well, I think you're interesting enough, and obviously your audience thinks you're interesting enough. So I think you're interesting enough. He always says that to me, because I'll talk with him about it sometimes, and I'll be like, Senbei, I just really don't think I'm interesting enough to do Zatsu content. I think I'm boring. And he always goes, you know, I don't think you're that boring. And I think that maybe you just feel that way, you know? Because you know, I'm not, you know, you say you're funny enough to do Zatsu, but I'm not laugh out loud funny, you know? And I always think to myself, like, am I, like, interesting enough to do content like that? Because I'm not, like, I think for sure I'm not laugh out loud funny. Like, I don't make funny jokes. I don't have jokes. I don't have slang. I don't know what the Gen Alphas are saying nowadays. Whatever they're saying, you know, with their Fortnite 6-7s and their fun dances or whatever they do. What was it? Oh my god, you know, today I told my roommate, I was like, oh my god, did you know Suise's in Fortnite? And she was like, who's Suise? I was like, oh, I'm a nerd. Okay. I was like, oh, I'm a loser. I forgot. Because I was like so excited to tell her, and then I was like, oh wait. She doesn't fucking know who that is. I'm the loser. Okay. Because in my head I was like, oh, everyone knows who Hoshimachi Suise is. She's so famous to me. No. My IRL friends have no idea who the fuck that is. No, she knows what Fortnite is. Like, she knew that K-pop Demon Hunters was in Fortnite, you know? Like, she knows Sabrina Carpenter is in Fortnite. But, like, a lot of my IRL friends do not consume VTubing content other than the fact that I'm a VTuber. And so, when I announced to my roommate that Hoshimachi Suise was in Fortnite, she goes, who's that? And I go, oh my god. Well, I just outed myself as the hugest nerd on this earth. What's going on? I was like, oh, I need to stop believing that everyone understands what I know. I need to stop believing that everyone knows what a VTuber is. I need to stop right now. You don't need to be... Holy crap. I can't even explain to you, Duxon, how I read chortle, but I read that as such an interesting word. My brain felt like it was dying. I literally read that as chlortle. I was like, what is a chlortle? Chortle. Holy crap. You don't need to be chortle, gut-busting funny to be entertaining. You just need to stimulate the mind. Entertainment isn't always just being noisy and slapsticky. I wish I felt that way. Oh my god, Choodle? Is that his name, Choodle? The little guy? VTubers become pretty mainstream, so at this point they have to be like those boomers not understand modern technology. I mean, my mom still barely understands what I do. All she is afraid for me. Because I work with internet things and she doesn't trust the internet. Because she's very old. Obviously she's ancient because we were both born like around when humans existed. Obviously. But like, my mom doesn't understand what really VTubing is. So she always just goes like, oh yeah, your online job, like, are you like okay, like how's it going? Because like I heard online is scary. because my mom doesn't even know how to post pictures on Instagram, so she doesn't really know anything. But like, my family is very like terminally offline. Like, even my cousins who use things like TikTok don't really like understand content as a platform, which is very interesting because I think many people like use the internet nowadays, but like my family is very offline. Like, even the ones who are online still mostly use like private pages, don't really go on all the time, barely understand trends. I recently, in a video call with my mom, tried to explain to her how Gen Alpha humor works in the way of terminology like 6-7, but she didn't really understand. Which is fine. I didn't expect her to understand. I was trying to get her to understand it. It didn't work. Like, what is it called? My mom still, every time I try to explain to her something that SVP does, she'll be like, so are you going as you in the person, or are you going as the VTuber? And I always go, Mom, what do you mean? I was like, obviously I'm going as the VTuber. What? She was like, I was telling her about Oshi Uplink. She was like, so are you going as you? Do we need to pay for a flight to Canada? I was like, no, Mom, I'm going as the VTuber. I don't have any reason to be there in person. It's all my activities are online. She's like, well, you keep talking about these cons. Like, so what is the point of you being there if you're not in person? I was like, Mom, because I'm a VTuber. I'm a virtual content creator. There's no reason for me to fly. Why would I fly? There's no reason for me to fly. What am I gonna do? Like, hologram myself as the person backstage? I don't have the money for that. Told her yes and need to pay for the flight to Yui's house. I'd love to fly to Yui's house. It's a bit expensive nowadays. But I would like to eventually go to visit Yui one day in person. That'd be fun. Oh my god! You know what's funny? I was you know what's funny? Recently when I was calling Yui, she was like, you want to see my nighttime routine? And she showed me her apartment, and then she shows me her feet on accident. She goes, oh, there's the dogs. And then she's like, because she was like showing me around it, right? And then she like accidentally shows me her feet for a couple of seconds, and she's like, oh, there's my dogs. And she goes, you should tell the chat that you saw that. I was like, what? I was like, why would I tell them I saw that? Because originally she was trying to show me like freaking Ginger. She's trying to show me Ginger, right? Because Ginger was near her feet. Because Ginger's small. Ginger is small. So she was trying to show me Ginger, but she showed me her feet instead. And and she was like, oh, there's my dogs. And she goes, tell your chat. And I was like, why? And she's like, just so they know that I showed you my feet. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did see Yui's feet. She's so funny. Because she was trying to show me Ginger. But Ginger ran away. Her support's really sweet though. Yeah, well, my mom really supports me. So did my dad. My dad also really supported me. My dad always told me that he thought that I would make it to the biggest stage. And that's what I want, you know? And I like to believe I still have that opportunity. And that life takes a little bit of time. But I like to believe that with hard work and perseverance, you can make it anywhere. And that's like a very personal motto sort of vibe of mine, you know? But it's shared throughout my family that hard work and perseverance gets you where you want to go in life. It's the same with one of my personal models is like give yourself grace. To forgive yourself for the moments when you don't show up for yourself the way you want to. But I like to believe that regardless of wherever SVP is right now, that we have the potential, and I have the potential, to make it really big. And I like to believe that at all points in time. That our passion, creativity, goals will get us where we want to be. You know? And I hope that I can always be in like an idol, quote quote, because we're an American agency, you know. But like, I like to believe that I can be an idol who can persevere and like prove that, you know. You guys could drink maple syrup and chop down trees together. I would chop down a tree for Usachi with my gigantic buff arms. With my gigantic buff arms, I would love to believe that I could chop down a tree for Usachi Yui. She wants you, bro. You're in. Oh, I like to believe that every day. Genuinely starter group, not even for the pun, just you guys are awesome. Thank you! I like to hope that. I genuinely think that. And sometimes I feel like maybe I'm like crazy or something. But I've always believed a lot in SVP. So I like to believe that we have the world in our palm. And that things take time. And they do. Things take time. Not like startups. I've worked a lot. I've worked a lot in my professional career with non-profits. I won't say more than that, but I have worked with non-profits a lot, which is not the same as SVP, which is a for-profit sort of like vibe. But you know, but like I've worked a lot with non-profits, and they take a long time to get off the ground. They do. I won't say what my job is, but I have worked a lot with non-profits. And yes, SVP is different, but I genuinely believe that new companies take a long time to get off the ground. And SVP is only on its second year. So I like to believe that things do take time and that things pay off. I hope Boxing Girls gets the game on you guys. I hope you too. I hope you do too. I think it's a really funny game. I think it's awesome. I think what you do is awesome, Duxon. I think that I think games in general are just so wonderful. I don't always enjoy them because I'm very short attention span vibes. But like I think they're cool to watch people play. And that's why a lot of my streams aren't video games. But also but I love watching streams with it. I would watch someone stream it. I would. I'm such a fake VTuber fan in the way that I'm like, I love when they do Zatsus and nothing else. Girl, can you get a grip? Me and myself, by the way. Girl, can you get a grip? I'm a huge Zatsu lover. Maybe that's why I love Zatsu so much. Maybe it is. Like, genuinely. Like, I have a hard time watching streams unless the VTuber I'm watching is doing a Zatsu. Like, actively. They can do art. But if it's not art and Zatsu or karaoke and Zatsu, I genuinely have a very hard time watching VTubers. And it's not because I dislike VTubers, it's because I find video games to be exceptionally boring. Unless they're playing Fear and Hunger. Please, if you're a VTuber girl who's playing Fear and Hunger, let me know, I'll watch you. But like, video games are really hard for me to pay attention to. So I love when people stream Zatsus. I love when they stream art because then they're like, you know, they're just talking and there's art in the background. Or if you're like me, you draw later. But like, oh, and I love listening to singing, so I love karaoke. But it's really hard for me to watch streamers play video games because I don't particularly care about video games, and then it just kind of distracts them and whatever. Like, part of why I like playing Fear and Hunger on stream, which I haven't yet, but I want to do in April, is that I can play Fear and Hunger and not be distracted from hanging out. Unless we're in like a big fight, then I'll probably pay attention. Because if I'm battling like a huge thing, I need to focus on winning. But if it's like a normal fight, I don't really care. But like, that's why I like it. Because I think video games are cool. But I'm really bad at playing video games while talking. But I love talking, and I love talking with people. Maybe that's lame or something, I don't know. Who knows? I've seen videos about VTuber controversy, so I think that may be why some people have a negative opinion. About talking? Or which part? Which part? I said so many things at once, I cannot specifically see what you're talking about. SP is a great group. I'm sub to everyone. As you should be! I usually have a video playing in the background when I play games. See, that's so interesting. I can't play video games if I have something playing in the background. But I can... I can barely work when I have something playing in the background. Hi, I'm new here. Can I know your name? Yes! My name is Toka-kun from Silververse Productions First Generation Infinium. I'm a Crystal Diamond VTuber who loves to chat and yap and read fanfiction and sing. To be fair, I don't think spilling tea counts as a Zatsu. I guess that is true. I mean, I think of it more like, what do you call? I just think of talking is talking. No, I agree. I like ASMR and Zatsu and karaoke. It feels like I get more like of the VTuber themselves. I agree. I just particularly don't find video games interesting, but that's probably because of how I was raised. I don't play a lot of video games growing up. I played like Pokemon. Played like Pokemon. I wish I had like more of a gaming background a lot of the time. I really do, because there's a lot of things sometimes when I talk with other VTubers that I feel like I missed out on by like not having a background in gaming, like in terms of connecting with others. Like a lot of people be like, oh, I have this really strong connection to this video game, but I didn't really play games. I played Pokemon, I played Nintendogs, and like that's kind of it. You know? Do the Crybabies give off more Wooloo or Mareep vibes to you? Vibe-wise, I feel like the Crybabies give more of a Mareep vibe to me. But, like, visually, they're more of a Wooloo, if that makes sense. I would love to do a Fear... Oh my god, I love Fear and Hunger. What's it called? I would love to play Fear and Hunger soon. I want to do one with, collab with Lemmy soon for Fear and Hunger. And then I want to, well, first I want to finish Look Outside. I don't know if I'll finish Dispatch. I want to, but I also at the same time I don't. But I love Fear and Hunger. I don't know what it is about that game. I have like a weird hyperfixation on that game. Like Lemmy and I have talked about playing the Hunger collab, like what do you call? Add-on? No, DLC. No, not DLC. Mod. It's called Mod. Because she is a bit scared of doing it for the first time. And I would love to do it with her. I'm not as experienced with Fear and Hunger 1 as I am with 2 as I used to be. I used to be a really huge fan of Fear and Hunger 1. I used to play it a lot. I was much better at it when I played it a lot. Fear and Hunger 2, I was obsessed with, like crazy. Fear and Hunger 2 is my favorite video game. I could play that game any day and be happy. Fear and Hunger 1 I'm less experienced with, but I would love to do it with her anyway. I think as a duo, Lemmy and I could do really well in Fear and Hunger 1. Funger 2 is such a special game to me. It's like, I literally would put Funger 2 on top of like a Pokemon game for me. I would put it as actually my favorite game in the whole world. Over Skyrim. I love Funger 2. It is special to me not just as a video game, but as one of the first games I've ever played on stream. It is... I'm so excited for the update whenever it happens. I love it so much. I think Miro is so cool for making that game. I mean, I know he made Fear and Hunger 1 too, but like, I love Funger 2. It was what got me into gaming. Like, actually feeling like a gamer. So I love seeing videos about it. Yeah, there's an update coming out, but when is a good question. I could play Funger 2 for a good portion of streams, but I try to have variety because I don't want to be just the squirrel who plays Funger. But I mean, I don't know if there is another streamer like that either, because I don't really watch a lot of Flesh Person streams, and I just don't really see VTubers playing Funger. Like, are there a lot of VTubers who play Funger? I only really watch VTubers nowadays. In terms of like streaming, not in terms of edited videos. A lot of my edited content is that I watch is flesh people, but for streaming, I only really watch VTubers. Like, I would love to do a gaming series where we get all of the. I would love to do a series where we get all of the different Hunger 2 endings with the different like character endings, and then we would do like ones where we do challenges. That would be fun. I'd be down for that, because each character has like different paths with their dialogue. But theoretically, there's only 3 endings to Hunger 2. And then also, there's like hidden things you can do, like beat the Seagull Brothers. You can fight different bosses, depending on how you play the game. But there's like only so much to experience, but I haven't done any of those really. I did like 1 run. Which is only 1 run. I didn't want to be boring. Which is why I only did 1 run. Because, you know, there's like that pressure on VTubing to like, not to not be boring, but like to not be too repetitive. But also I think it's fun. That's like the thing, right? Is like you have to choose between like, oh, do I want XYZ to happen or this? But also in my head I'm like, I also couldn't find someone who only does what they want to do as boring. So that's kind of like my thought too. Legard's lore is funny too. Legard's lore is funny in general because he ugly. I think Legard is so ugly, even in 1. I don't know what Dars sees in him. I just think he's ugly. You telling me I'm supposed to think he's cool? He's so fucking ugly. Genuinely. Ew. Genuinely. Ew. Well, that and he gets snubbed by Destiny twice. Yeah, when I kill him. But, okay, wait. Let me set up this. Okay, do not disturb is on. Okay. Let me move myself. We'll talk more as we do this. Get smaller. Wait. Oh my god, I'm behind my freaking announcement. Prima donna! Oh, I almost sang the actual lyrics I was out of my English cover, but you have to see that tomorrow. Crazy, right? There it is. Oh my god, I almost gave you a sneak peek into my impeccable my impeccable quotations lyrics for Prima Donna cover tomorrow. We'll start with this one because this is the one I wanted to do this stream for. Also a reminder, I will be doing these as sketches, so they won't be fully rendered or anything. They're just mostly sketches, for fun, you know? Oh my god! So today was Worlds! The first day of Worlds! Yippee wahoo! First day of Worlds! And because it was the first day of— oh, this pen is so huge right now. First day of Worlds was the women's short programs. Today, the winners were, Kaori Sakamoto as gold. Then we had Monichiba as, silver. And then we had Amber Glenn, my Oshi, as, she ended up becoming, she ended up coming in 3rd. I was so happy for her because it's her first small Worlds medal. So for Worlds, which is different than She won nationals at the US Championships 3 times, but for Worlds they give out small medals. So she got a small medal at Worlds. And her performance was well today. It was swell. She did have a problem with her triple axel. That's fine. Oh my god, it was really pissing me off. So I've been on figure skating Twitter ever since all of this. Like, you know, because Twitter feeds you what you're interested in, obviously. But through being on figure skating Twitter, I was remembering. I was like, damn, this is why I hate the internet. It's so freaking annoying on here. Jeez Louise! Oh, wait, let me send them to you. I'll send them in chat. Wait, I'm gonna find them for you guys. Okay, wait. Oh, and I was so happy for Isabella Vito. Oh my god, you guys. She did such a good, clean, short program. Oh, I was so happy because at the Olympics she fell. It was so sad. She was so good though. And she is so good. I'm sure when Amber retires, her and Alyssa will be my two Oshis. But she was so good. So this is this is Isabeau's short program. She did so good. I was so proud of her. But it's just like one of those things where you're like, oh, how can you be upset? How could you be upset? Like, it's beautiful. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, and this is they didn't put up Amber's yet. I think it's because of the Madonna program, but Cowdy, this is Cowdy's short program that she got gold with today. Cowdy did her short program to Time to Say Goodbye. So the first opera song I ever learned when I was in music lessons, but it was beautiful. Beautiful program. Oh yeah, what was amazing with how Worlds did the presentation versus the Olympics is that they would mark by like light what number of the thing they were doing for the skate was, as well as the score, how much above or below they were doing of the score, and they showed like the overall point in live time, which the Olympics does not do. So it was much easier to keep track of what was happening during each program. But what really annoyed me about figure skating Twitter that like I hadn't experienced before, where I was like, this is crazy, was like people who obviously do not skate had a lot of opinions, and I was like, whoa, why? That's like if I was gonna give opinions on like musical theater Twitter, like, yeah, I have a degree in musical theater, I'm not gonna give opinions. Like, what? Like, because here's the thing. I might have a degree in musical theater. That does not mean that I have the experience to have an actual opinion about musical theater. I can give, like, a thing where I can say, oh, I love their performance, but I would not give a critical opinion on theater because I can give you an opinion on a storyline if I think it's good, but that's like a novice's like side opinion. I wouldn't give a technical opinion on anything because I have no technical like length to judge on. I'll give you a general feels vibes, but I will not give you a technical opinion. Damn, today did I see 20,000 technical opinions on like figure skating today. Hello? Because I don't understand how, like, people who have no experience will be like, oh, she should have done this better. Were you there? Were you her? It's so hard to perform. It is so hard. I say as someone who was performed on a non-professional level of just musical theater. Performing is very hard. It's not easy. And I can say that as someone who's mostly ever performed musically. It's very hard to perform. I couldn't imagine performing a physical, like, act on a world stage like that. That is so hard. You cannot give critique like that unless you've experienced it. It is so different than just, do you have the technical skills? It's, do you have the technical skills and can you perform on this day at this time, feeling this way, with this physical thing, with this time period? It's more than just, are they capable? I saw so many comments on my feed today being like, well, if she had just done this, she would have gotten this. Okay,
Were you her at that time doing that? Obviously not. Like, there are people being like, oh, if Amber could have just done her triple axel the way that she did in, like, her practice yesterday, she would have won gold. Well, you weren't her performing her triple axel today. Because, like, people were, like, watching her, like, and yeah, you know, she's my Oshi, so I have an opinion about it, but, like, she literally would, like, yeah, yesterday when she practiced her triple axel, it was flawless. Okay, that was a practice. It's different when you perform it, the actual event, you know? Like, it's hard to perform under pressure. Genuinely, it's so hard to perform under pressure. Like, I don't think those people understand the amount of pressure it is to perform for a national stage. Like, a triple axel is one of the biggest feats a woman can perform in figure skating. And she performed it at the Olympics. She performed it here at Worlds. She was a little under-rotated. That's fine. Like, she performed it. That's huge. Doesn't matter if she landed it perfectly or not. That's huge, you know? And she got third. That's amazing. To podium is huge. People will train their whole lives and they'll never even get to podium. It's a hard effort. I was watching people comment today and I was like, why are you commenting? You have no training. You have no actual understanding of this, like, performance-wise. All I can say is I think they all performed amazing. Because I don't actually know. You know what I mean? I can have the opinion, but I don't know because I haven't done it. So I don't really understand how people can believe they have the opinion to comment on anything when they haven't done it before, you know what I mean? And maybe that's like very neurodivergent of me. But I just don't understand it because that's not how my brain works, I guess. You know? Because, like, I wouldn't comment on something if I thought I didn't have the intellectual capacity to back it up. The figure skating performance was really pretty. It was. Oh, it was so beautiful. The girls were so pretty today. I'm so excited for their free skates. I hope Amber does well. I hope Coyote does well. It was killing me though today during the press conference. I'll tell you that. The press conference was killing me. I love Amber Glenn. The way she kept saying Coyote's name was really killing me. It was really killing me. I really wanted to go up to her, hold her face and say, please stop saying that. It was really killing me. She really kept calling her Kaori, and I was really like, I can't do this with my life. This is killing me. Girly pop. What the fuck? It was killing me. It genuinely was. It was killing me. I was like, you cannot be out here calling Kaori Sakamoto Kaori. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You can't say that to her. No! It's like when I was doing a scene in college, and one of my classmates, there was a line where like, you're going to Kyoto, and she was like, you're going to Kyoto, and I was like, I can't. You cannot say Kyoto at me when it's Kyoto. I cannot deal with you saying Kyoto. You're killing me. My favorite white people, stop. Like, you cannot call Kaori Sakamoto Kaori, or Kari, or Kaori. No, stop! Stop! Who hasn't stopped you? Someone should have stopped you before you said this on a national stage. You cannot say that. Ugh! It was killing me. It was killing me. It was killing me. It was killing me. But I love her. Iconic. You're a queen. Why did you do that? Who didn't stop you? Which publicist didn't stop you? I wasn't even enraged. I just felt embarrassed. I was like, who didn't tell you? Like, genuinely. I'm not raging. I'm just, who didn't tell you? Because if I was your coach, I would have told you. Like, for my job, if there's someone whose names I don't know how to pronounce, I have to look it up online and then to announce it, you know? Like I can't just say a name wrong. Like I have to look up the name and what they're saying, you know? Because I mean, again, I won't say what my job is particularly, but I'm not supposed to just say names. I'm supposed to look up how to say someone's name, so I don't embarrass myself or like offend them when I say someone's names in a meeting, you know? Like I'm expected to do that, you know what I mean? Also, just in case anyone is questioning, this outfit I'm designing for you right now is based a lot on Isabel Levito's program. I don't remember what song it was for. She has a green flower dress. This is based a lot on that. For this floral pattern. But I hate it. Actually, I'm fixing it. Wait. I don't like how I did it. Wait, I want it to go in the middle. Like, I don't want it to go down this line. Wait, what if I draw the line first and it helps? Can I go down this line? And I'll lay it down on top of it. Oh, I get it now. Okay. The reason I don't like these flowers is that they're too thick. Make them smaller, and I'll like it more. I've understood now. Art. This is what art's like. It's that the flower's too big. That's what I'm not liking about this design. Ah! Mad Strokes, thank you! Wait, why aren't you showing up? What the frick? Wait, both of my alerts are on. Why aren't you showing up? Well, Mad Strokes, thank you. Wait, I'll go. Wah! Welcome to the Toka Cult, Crybaby. Wah! Mad Strokes, thank you for being a member for 11 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful. Thank you. I got a lot of weird looks from my English teacher because I'm. The other thing about pronouncing words is I always think it's better to educate someone than to let them keep saying something wrong. So I'd rather know, you know? Maybe that's a personal thing for me, but I'd rather know. Because the thing is about pronunciation is that it can only be fixed by being corrected. Wait, actually maybe I want to do it more like because I know I want flowers on this part of her. I know for a fact I do. Look at this reference again. Okay. What if we take this? I'm like a bit weird, but my image pronounced like my favorite Crybaby. Wait, are you Mad Strokes? Oh no! You're saying that just that's what your name would be pronounced. I'm so like stupid. I was like, oh wait, are you actually this person? Am I just saying it wrong this whole time? I'm stupid. I understand. Yes, I'm not stupid actually. Like this. I wish it was like I wish I like was able to like just say it like that and I was like that smart. No, I'm not a detective. I'm stupid. That's just how it is. I'm happy that you're a crybaby. I'm very happy to know that anyone is a crybaby. I always worry that like people don't, I don't know, like my content, or they don't like the way that I created my content, if that makes sense. But it always means a lot that people like care or want to watch what I make. I know that I'm not like super cool or whatever. I mean, I'm aware. I mean, my vibe is not that cool. But it means a lot that you guys care, want to be a part of the Crybabies. I know, like, a lot of people bring up, like, why my fan name is so, like, I guess aggressive in some sense. I don't really think of it as aggressive because I think Crybaby is kind of cute. But it's a personal preference, you know, like, not everyone gets that. But I would love it if you guys didn't think it was aggressive or nothing, you know? Also because I don't mean it to be that way, you know? Oh, I get it, okay. That's right. I want to be off to the shoulder on the side. So I would just like it if, like, go to sleep. Have a good night, Amy. Please have a good night. I would just like it if I could have Crybaby as like a happy name. So I know sometimes when I get asked about it, people assume that Crybaby is like negative, but I think of Crybaby as like a cute thing. I don't think about it negative at all. But that's because I don't think of crying as negative, I guess. I think of crying as negative at all, you know? I view crying as like a positive thing because I think it takes power to be able to allow yourself to cry. Like, I don't cry a lot because I guess in my internal self, not in my external understanding of the world. But internally, I think a lot of crying is like not a positive thing, and I want my audience to think of crying as a positive thing because I think of crying as like a fun release of energy, of negative or positive energy at any given time, you know? I would never want someone to think of crying in a negative way. I think of crying as a very positive thing. If that makes sense, you know? So it makes me happy if people are able to express themselves with me. Because also I was taught a lot growing up that, like, you know, expression is not a positive thing. But I think of expression as a positive thing. Oh yeah, my first time I ever experienced maybe this is very like Yuri core of me. It might be. But the first time I ever experienced like happy crying was in high school. My friend won like a literary award. She was like my best friend in high school. I was so happy. I started crying. I was so happy for her. She was such a strong writer. She still is, but like she is just an amazing like writer. I believe in her so much, and she's just amazing. But I was crying when she won. I was so happy because I was just so proud of her. Like, she really wanted to be a writer, and she still does, but like she worked so hard to be recognized for her writing. I just couldn't imagine a world where I wasn't like there beside her, seeing her recognize this gift in herself, because she's such a good person and such a good writer and so imaginative in the way she comes up with terminology, the way she describes things. I was so proud that people were able to recognize just how amazing she is. Because she is, like, she's still my best friend. Whenever I go home and visit, like, she is the one that I hang out with. She's my best friend. We've been best friends since high school. We don't hang out all the time because obviously she lives somewhere else and I live somewhere else, but like, we never, like, last time I hung out with her for like a day when I was back at home, we hung out for like 8 hours. We had nothing to stop talking about. Even when I left, we still had stuff to talk about. Like, we were just best friends, and she, like, her capacity for life, for writing, for her love of things is just unmatched. She's amazing. Like, I can't shut up about her. She's wonderful. And I just, like, I could never conceptualize a world where people didn't see that. And when she won, I was like, that's right. Like, that's my girl. Like, people should understand and conceptualize how fucking amazing you are. She a journaler? No, she actually isn't. She just writes. She writes nonfiction. I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's my girl. Like, people should know her. She's a queen. Yeah, that's my horse before woman. That's me with my figure skating Oshis now. Like, that's my horse, but that's for women. That was me with Amber Glenn winning bronze today. Like, you know, some people on the internet were so annoying. Some people were upset that she won bronze, and they were like, she's not good at skating because she won bronze. What do you mean she's not good at skating because she won bronze? You have to make it to the world stage before you can even get bronze. What do you mean she's not good because she got bronze? There's 3 spots. Hello? Oh my goodness. It was crazy to watch that happen. To have people be like, oh, she's not that good because she got bronze. Hello? There are 3 spots out of the amazing amount of women who are trying to get to the 3 spots. What do you mean someone's not amazing because they got bronze? Huh? I was so confused reading those comments online. I was like, what do you mean she failed by getting bronze? Other people being like she failed to get, because she's at bronze for the short program? To get bronze from the short program is an amazing feat. You have to get there first. Hello? I could not understand the concept behind people's opinions on this. I was like, what are you talking? Oh my god, it was crazy. Like, maybe I'm just kind or something. What do you mean? I have an opinion about what, like, if she just did better, she wouldn't be bronze. Hello? What do you mean? You know how hard it is to get bronze in the world championship? I'm so sorry for you that you can't see third at best in the world isn't anything. Like, genuinely. What do you mean third best in the world isn't nothing? Hello? Third best in the entire world? Like, it's not just like America is trying to do this. This is the whole world. And even still, to be the third best in America is really good. America's huge, but like, third best in the world? Third best in the world and you're saying she's not doing good enough? What are you talking about? The whole world and she's third and you're going, oh, she didn't perform well enough. Get off your high horse. I want to see you do that then. Hello? I don't understand how people have that opinion. You try. It's not easy at all. It takes years of effort and training and diligence and care and work on yourself, both physically and mentally, to get to third in the world, to be first in the world like Kaori Sakamoto. What do you mean? If she just... I just can't understand it. What's that viewpoint? Hello? Can you explain it to me? I don't understand that viewpoint. If someone I love hits a note that I think is beautiful in a song, I think it's gorgeous. I will talk about that note forever. You know? Like, I still think about how beautiful Yui's voice sounds in Phony's cover. You know, and we're mixed for that. There is beauty in everything we do. I can't understand, conceptualize the thought of judging being third in the world. What does that mean? Why are you stating that? It does not help the person who is competing to create a world that is better in any capacity. Yeah, and by that point, everybody on the podium can be gold. It can just be up to who had a good day. It is, and it is. Because if you looked at Isabeau Levito's performance today, she was 4th, by the way, and she was like 12th in the Olympic Games, but she was 3rd in America. If you look at her performance today for short program, if she had hit that in the Olympics, she would have been higher in the podium. And it was all down to a bad skate. It was nothing about her as a person. It's not that she's bad. She had a bad day at the Olympics. Same with Amber Glenn. If Amber had hit her short program in the Olympics, she would have been on the podium. I think that for a fact. With how high she scores, if she had landed that final triple loop at the end, she would have made it. The fact is, she was under torn and it was not scored. It was sad. She was 5th. Okay, that's sad. It is. But the fact is, it's just a day. It's a day. And that has nothing to do with the talent of anyone. Things are bad sometimes. You know, you know, guys, there are days when I record and I trash the entire recording. I'll record a song. I'll think it's so trash, I just trash it. I give up. Because there are days when you just have a bad day and everything sounds bad. I'm sure for skaters, there are days where they do anything they can in their power to be good. They don't land all their stuff. And that's life. It's nothing to do with anything else. Nothing to do with their talent. It's just that some days you're not as good as you could be. And it sucks. It sucks if you're on a national stage like them. Where you're at the Olympics, Worlds, Nationals. For a VTuber, it's just a day of your life, you know? But like, that's just life. There are days when you're bad. It's not like you're bad as in like you're bad, but like as in bad like it doesn't perform to what you want. There are days when it doesn't perform to what you want, and that's fine. And it makes me sad that there are people out there who will comment on social media onto people's posts about their lives and stuff and just mention that because they never performed bad. They never performed bad. Because they have a bad day. A bad day? Everyone has a bad day. People don't get to pick when they have a bad day. That's just life. And I can't imagine having the audacity. The audacity to say that about someone, you know? Because I just don't. And I see that and I'm like, hello? Who are you? You know? I'm like, who are you? Like, genuine. Who are you? Hello? Because I don't understand, you know? You couldn't beg me to say something like that about them. As someone who's, like, been a performer for a good portion of her life, like... God, you couldn't beg me to speak poorly about a figure skater. Like... I've been in dance since I was in preschool. I was never good. I'm not afraid to say that. It's just, I was never good. I was not natural at it, therefore I could never get to the level of others. Not in the way that I didn't train hard enough. I trained enough. But I just never had the gift. There are people who have dancing skills to a gift that I could never imagine hitting or being at. You know, like what I mean? Like, people have gifts. I don't have a gift. I train, I work hard, I get to a level, but never to the gifted level. There are people who have just a beautiful gift of dancing that I could never reach. And I could never once in my life imagine judging them. Because that's just so hard. Physical things like that, it's just a different level. And like, when I see people judge like that, I'm just like, what qualifies you to judge like that, you know? I can think, oh, I wish that was better for you, but I could never think, oh, you could do better. Oh, you loser sort of vibe, you know? Like, you were never meant to represent this. Like, get your head out your ass, you know? Get your head out your ass. It's not like that. Get your fucking head out your ass. It ain't that easy. It's not like that, you know? Because I think people think it's so much easier than it is. Like, it's not. It takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of just life. Like, it's just the performance capacity they don't understand, and it makes me really sad because I feel like they should understand, like, before they comment. Because you'll notice I don't really comment on things a lot in my Twitter and stuff. It's because I don't feel worthy to comment on a lot of things. Because I just don't want to comment on anything I don't understand. You know, unless it's like a funny tweet, you know? I won't comment on things I don't understand unless it's a funny tweet. Because, like, it's just, it's genuinely like, wait, I want this lower part to be like leaves. Because I want it to be a little bit Greco-Roman. I want this to be a Greco-Roman. Put a label below it. Like that. Like, my genuine thought is like, I just can't, because maybe I'm just too empathetic about my own experience, but like, I love theater, I love art, I love dance. I can't imagine putting down anyone like that. Yeah, like, it's bullying. Yeah. Like, and maybe I'm sensitive or something, but like, when I was growing up, I spent everything on theater. I didn't end up pursuing it in the end. I'm a VTuber now. Yeah, whatever. Idol culture, whatever. Whatever. But like, it's just, it's disgusting. It genuinely is to me. It is disgusting. Because, guys, like, I just can't understand it. Like, the thing is, it's so hard. You know? Like, I just can't understand the culture. Because, like, I guess, because, you know, I grew up in, like, the thought of the rooms where there's 38, more than 38, maybe 40 people who look just like me, and they're all auditioning for the same role, and we're all just trying to do our best here and get picked. But the thought of shaming someone with no full knowledge of what it's like to even try to produce something like that. Don't. Just don't then. Be positive. What does it cost to be positive in this economy, you know? What does it cost? Because you haven't tried it, you haven't done it. Can you do a single loop axle? Can you do an axle? You know what I mean? Same way I feel about, like, The Voice. Like, when I would watch The Voice with my mom growing up, like, people in the comments would be talking about The Voice. They'd be like, oh, if you just had hit this note, you didn't crack this note. Have you ever sang before? It takes effort. It's not easy. Like, yeah, I guess as a vocalist, I won't say it's as hard as, like, doing a triple axle. But also, I'm sure people who can hit a triple axle can't fucking sing a note. You know what I mean? But it's like the understanding and empathy of the side of the street you're on, you know? Like, it's hard to hit a good note. It's hard to hit a triple axle. It's hard to do this thing. It's hard to do that thing. Yeah, we get it. It's like, all these things are hard to do. But it's like, if you can't do those things, why are you commenting? You know? Like, I growing up, because I was, like, in a lot of different spaces, I would have people be like, well, why can't you do this? Okay. Why can't you do that? No offense. I would never say that. But like, I thought it a lot. I'd be like, why are you judging me when you can't do this other thing? And I would think about it a lot. Because why are you judging me? And like, yeah, now I'm like a VTuber idol, whatever, it's different. But like, I think about it consistently. Why can't you? Because it shouldn't be like that, you know what I mean? Because I just think, like, I want the low back to go really low. Like that. Oh, beautiful low line. Because it is hard, and I think people don't think about that, you know? But I like to believe my audience is something that way, you know? Maybe I think too, like, I just think very highly of you all. I just like to think myself, my audience would never think that. Because I like to think about I like to talk about the value of performers a lot. Because it is hard. It's like, I know, like, sometimes, like, especially this upcoming 2 weeks when I'm working on stuff for my birthday, may seem like I'm a bit distant. But I'm working really hard on something right now, and I really, 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 really hope you guys love it when it happens. I've been working on this stuff for a really long time. I'm really hoping you guys will get to see it in April, that you'll love it, you know? And it's okay if you don't, like, you know, you don't have to lie to me. But I'm really hopeful. I wish we organized our society in a way to support people and encourage art and creation and joy rather than monetizing every facet. Oh my god, I wish. You know, when I was in college, they talked about that a lot. About how much we'd have to have our art monetized in order for it to matter. They teach that in school now. It's a bit sad. It's because they want students to understand that in advance. It is a bit sad though because of that. But, you know, it's what it is. It's honest. Laces are very hard to draw in general. But I know, I love it. I enjoy what you make for us. Thanks, Finale. Have a good night, Finale! Have a good night. Please take care. Have a good night. I'm looking forward to your birthday stuff. I always enjoy what you cook up. Thank you. I hope you will. I hope you will. Try my best. I don't know. I really want this year to be better than before. And it's not that I ever thought, like, last year was bad. It was more like, I just want to improve. I want, like, I don't explain it in a good way. It's like, oh, it's pink now, ain't it? It's not white, but we're gonna work with it. Ow! Jeez, your fucking shoulder. I guess it's more like, think about, like, yeah, how to explain it? I never thought last year was bad, but it just felt like it didn't get what I wanted it to see it, you know? Like, a lot of my goals for YouTubing are about people being able to see and understand what I'm working on. And it felt like last year no one really understood. No one really was like, who was there was like understanding what I was trying to complete by doing that. Made me a bit sad. So I want this year to be a little bit different, you know? I just want people to understand like this love I have for theater. And my love I have for music and creation as an artist. It made me quite happy. So I don't just, I mean, I do sing for fun, but like, I do this because I believe that my voice, maybe it's conceited, but I like to believe it has something special in it, you know? I want to believe that like people see that, people appreciate that, you know? Oh yeah. I want to believe that, and I want to believe that like I can be an idol, you know? I want to believe that a lot. Like, I want to believe there's room to be an idol in a world where I'm not, like, is classically considered an idol. I don't know if you guys believe that in me, but I want to believe that in me. Like, I want to believe that I could be an idol. I'm not as good as other girls in VTubing who are better at being an idol, you know? Singing cuter, being sweeter, having better voices, but I want to believe I could be an idol, you know? That would be sick. Like, what if I was an idol? That made me really happy. Your joy for theater is infectious. Things like Backstage Broadway were a lot of fun, even though I have very limited theater experience. Yeah, I think Backstage Broadway is really fun. Guys, I think my set list for Backstage Broadway this year is going to be really, really funny. I hope you guys laugh. I hope you guys have fun. I worked really hard on making sure they're fun. But you are, but you aren't you though? I wouldn't see myself as an idol. You know? I think of Yui as an idol. She's so cute and beautiful and pretty and idol-like, you know? She's so perfectly an idol. Her and Serena. I think they're such idols. Her, Rena, and Serena, they're very idol-core. I mean, I also feel like Lemmy's kind of idol-adjacent. Very cute girl. Like, perfect idol. I don't know. I always think of myself as like not a idol because I'm just not like cute and perfect like them, you know? I'm not like the idol, you know? But I want to be. I'm just not like them in the amazing way. You know? Like I want to be like them like the amazing way that they are idols. They're perfect, cute, beautiful baby idol. You know? I want to be like them. Cute. Perfect. I have all these shorts I want to get made, but I can't edit them by myself. I actually have like I have a large amount of shorts that aren't edited yet. I have about maybe 10. But I don't have the money for them yet, so I don't really know when I'm gonna get them made. But I have a lot of them. I want to edit them myself, but it's a bit hard right now with the timing because it's hard when you're working on a bunch of stuff that you can talk about. But I'm working on a lot of stuff right now, so I can't like get that stuff made because I'm using my money for something else. But I'm hopeful that once I finish with April and I'm done with that stuff for my birthday, that I'll have more shorts that are in the feeds that are hopefully growing my channel, so then you guys can feel more, I don't know, like you're supporting a bigger idol if I can get more viewership on stuff. You know? Unfortunately, when you don't have the funds, it's a bit harder. We don't have the super cool thing called funding. It's a bit harder, but it's what it is. That'd be cool, but it ain't what it is. No, no, I want to be grey. Hello? And why is this not grey? Grey. No, but like, you have to like, clip. Hello? Here we go. Clip. No, this way. I want to be more artistic. Wait. Grey. Has to like clip onto this, but it can't be artistic. I wish I was like a Nursa though. I really love Nursa. She's one of my Oshis. But I just don't know if I'd ever be as good as her, no matter how hard I try. I don't know if I could be as good as her, you know what I mean? But I wish I was. I just feel like she's so much better as a singer, but I wish I could be her level. Ayo. Wanna be like Greco-Roman, you know? Greco-Roman. Like, slight, but not too much. Then she goes pink at the end. Greco-Roman. You sound like this. Hey, yeah. They never feel what I want them to feel, you know what I mean? So crazy. Whoa. Whoa. Crazy high. Duplicate. Down. Then you can merge and it won't feel bad. Oi! Not big enough pen. It's not exactly what I want though, in terms of Yui's outfit. It's not what I wanted completely. It's too pink. Too pink. Time to turn it down. Turn that off.
Pinkness, you're going unsaturated. Unsaturated with you. Too much. By this way. You know? Wait. More like that, but I also want to add more stuff to it, but also in 3 hours and 20 minutes. I just want to design this, but also I want to sing, but also I want to do nothing. Oh my god. But I also want to do other stuff. Horrible conundrum. What if I did a karaoke stream? I'm in a horrible conundrum. But also, if you ask someone, it's all because I just decided to get, like, to drink when I was doing a stream when I didn't need to. If you ask anyone, it's because I had a long day at work. But anyway, whoever cares. I'm supposed to edit this before tomorrow because I have to release this cover. So conflicted. It is! Like, this stream can become anything, but also it can't because I'd have to make a thumbnail. I could do this on any day if I really wanted to. I could do this on Sunday too if I wanted to. Yes, it does. Actively, it does. It's because I feel less like I'm being judged for singing if I have karaoke stream when I'm drunk. If you ask a lot of VTubers, they'll probably tell you the same thing. But like, what if I did it? Would you guys hate me? You guys, hey, how much would you guys hate me if I did a karaoke stream? What if I raided into a karaoke stream? How much would you guys dislike me? Out of 10. Out of 10. What if I made one? But I want to do this stream. I just have to, like, finish the conceptualization. I could never. So kind of you. That's crazy. If I do it, what if I do it though? What a fun concept. So I don't want to design anymore. I want to sing instead. What if I did that? Let me make a live room. What if I do that? What if no one can stop me? What if the only one who could stop me is myself? What if I don't care what my heart desires other than that I want to sing? I ask myself as if I'm not in charge of my own streaming. Which I am. We love SPP. I'm 100% my own streaming. I can do whatever I want. Thanks, SVP. This. This one took place in my generalized cover stream. Okay, here we go. JPG. Download. Karaoke. What if I do karaoke because I just feel like it? What if I do? What if I do? Who could stop me? No one could. What if we did this for fun? What if we did this for fun, guys? What if we did? What if we did? What if we did this because I wanted to? Would that bring you sadness? What if we do it? Let's just do it. What if we do it because I want to? What if we do? That'd be fun. Let's just do it because I want to. That's crazy. Wait, let's just do it because I want to. Let me raid this stream into it after I finish talking for a second. Let me set up this raid first because I'm gonna do it first because I can. But also I'm really bad at doing this, so let's make sure I set up and do it first because I'm really bad at this. There you go. The truth is, I'll design the rest of this tomorrow because I want to. But also I want to sing today because I don't know, guys. We'll talk about more when I do the, I guess, the stream. The singing stream. We'll talk about a little bit more, like, there's a lot of things I want to say. But I guess we'll talk about more when I'm in my other stream that I just want to, like, talk about that are fun. They're fun things. About fun things for next month. But I've been working on recording a lot. I've been just thinking about recording a lot. I've been thinking about recording every day for like 3 months. Hopefully it'll be all fun stuff that you guys will enjoy next month. But I wanna sing tonight. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit drunk, but I want to. I like singing. Do you guys like when I sing? Maybe you hate it. I don't know. But we'll do that like in a second because I want to read into it and then we'll do karaoke stream. And then we'll... Yeah, we barely did any art. Okay, sue me. We barely did any art. That's fine. We'll do more art tomorrow. I want to do Yui's one because I really want to do this one. I want to draw flowers everywhere on her. It'd be great. I really want to draw flowers everywhere on her. And draw flowers in her hair. Which is beautiful. But I want to do a karaoke stream because I want to. And then other stuff I have to do. But it'll be fun. I think. Anyway, we'll wait into myself and then we'll do a stream in like 5 seconds, okay? And also, just by the way, just in case you guys are like confused, Maybe I'll add some details to this art when we're not live. Just between like today and tomorrow, maybe I'll add some details on TV's outfit just because I feel like it. If you see it, I'm sorry it happened, I guess. It'll happen, probably. It will actively happen. Maybe I'll just add some like stuff to Yui's outfit because I want to. And you'll see it tomorrow. When we stream the same thing tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna do that right now. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Wah!